Blah, 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 blah. Fucking RFK Jr.'s voice. Goddamn, dude, shut the fuck up. Oh my god, back the fuck up. Ugh. All right. I am about to pull it up, but when I don't want to hear it, it's when it gets annoying. All right, hearing. So what's up, everybody? We are going to pull up the RFK. Is that not live streaming right now? Sure, they made it look like it was. 1 second. Let's see. RFK live. Yeah, so it is happening. It is happening, right?
We won't solve
Yeah,
this
live.
problem by throwing more money at it. We must spend smarter.
All right, let's see here.
We will shift funding away from bureaucracy toward direct impact. Some things at HHS will not change. We will preserve the legacy programs like Medicare and Medicaid and the foundation of the
You can continue it, but doesn't mean you're not going to cut it.
Vulnerable populations, seniors, and veterans deserve consistent access to care, and I will make sure they receive it. Today, 83 million Americans, urban and rural, lack adequate access to primary care physicians. We will prioritize these families, especially Native Americans and Alaskan communities. We will protect IHS funding, streamline its operations, and give the tribes more autonomy in managing their resources. Let me be clear, we intend to make the Trump HHS not only the most effective, but also the most compassionate in U.S. history. While our official budget statement outlines many priorities, I want to highlight a few. First, we will consolidate programs to better
How's it going, guys?
tackle mental health and addiction.
Is this too loud?
These
Let me
issues
know.
now rival chronic disease and their impact. HHS will aggressively
Yeah, I could probably cut that in
combat
half, I'm
opioid
sure.
crisis,
What's up, guys? How's it going?
especially the spread of synthetic
So,
drugs.
how's everyone's morning scroll going so far? Because what we got going on in the world today, this morning of Tuesday, the 24th,
Second,
is a hearing right now going on in Congress or this oversight committee. What is going on here? Testifies before House amid concerns of vaccine policy and public health. So this guy is going to get grilled by a few members right here with questions. So, but good morning, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Have this on in the back of your head while you're starting your day. Just get informed of politics, guys. Let's know what's going on in the world today.
Physical activity and reducing dependence on medication. Third, we will equip FDA to expand its food safety act.
And in the meantime, guys, if you can, please tap your screens and hit that follow and get notifications
education.
whenever we go live, guys.
To remove harmful chemicals from food and packaging and explore how to close the generally recognized as safe with a glass
Hey, thank you. Thank you,
loophole.
Cheryl.
Fourth,
I see
we
you
will
out there
fund
tapping.
cutting-edge
Thank you.
research at the NIH while cutting risky or non-essential studies. That includes ending gain-of-function experiments and research based upon radical gender ideology. At the
Did he call it
CDC,
ideology? He doesn't just say
purposes,
ideology?
tracking
Ideology?
diseases, investigating
this guy.
outbreaks, and sustaining public health infrastructure.
We're just going to cut things
Well,
like,
cutting waste.
research and
Fifth, we
experiments
will
and things like
eliminate
that.
DEI funding and
Jesus.
redirect resources toward real poverty reduction. We will move beyond lip service to communities
How's it going,
of
everyone?
color and take meaningful action
Morning, Mary,
to address
Miranda.
their needs. Six, we will strengthen cybersecurity and health IT. The AI revolution
Epic
has
Lobster Man,
arrived,
I
and
see
we are
you got your
using this
troll account out.
technology already at HHS to manage healthcare data more efficiently.
Yeah.
securely, and to
When people say things like that, it
increase
just helps me know who like the
the
true
speed
patriots
of
are.
drug
That's all it is.
approvals. Finally, we will rebuild
Like if
public
you're not
trust,
down
trust
for
that
due
eroded
process
through
and things
years
like
with
that,
which we
then it just
capture,
says more about
waste,
you than me,
and
brother.
misplaced priorities. We will launch a new era of transparency and public service.
Oh, I assumed it was your
based
second
on
since it was only
honest
300
science-driven
followers or
HHS
something.
that answers to the president, to Congress, and to the American people. I look forward to working with Congress to pursue this mission together as a bipartisan cause. Let's work
Because the
side by side
Constitution
to
says
make
so,
America
Lobster.
healthy again. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. The
I'm kind of a
gentleman yields. I thank you for your
constitutionalist like that,
testimony. I would also like to
an
remind
American
members that
constitutionalist.
They are limited to 5 minutes of questioning.
Don't worry,
And
not
as I
everybody has
stated-
to be. Like,
as
you
I
can
stated
be a
before,
traitor to
we're
your
gonna
country.
hear about
So,
that
like,
today.
it's
We
the
will
other
now begin
option.
questioning, and I recognize myself for 5 minutes. Mr. Secretary, Our national debt is one of the greatest threats.
No,
to our
it says
country. We all
everyone in this
recognize
country
that.
is due due
Americans are
process.
still reeling from the debilitating effects of the Biden-Harris administration. But rather than address the cause of this uncontrolled spending,
Doesn't
the
say legal
Biden-Harris
citizens,
administration
says
chose
everyone
to
in the
double
country.
down. And as a result, we're facing a debt crisis.
Cheryl,
of
welcome
our
to the
own
family.
making. The United States
Oh
is on an
man, should I
unsustainable
pause this?
fiscal path with a gross
Lobster. I
national
would
debt
love
of
to help
$36.2
educate you, and like if you want to learn this morning, we
equating
can
to
learn together.
$270,000 per household.
Well, let's see.
If we don't work to bring down
Because
our debt
I'm
and
learning
address
about
waste, fraud, and
this
abuse,
thing right here going on.
and it's going to cost
But
Americans
if you want to
dearly,
learn about the
especially in the
Constitution,
healthcare
yeah,
space with an aging
read it.
population. We recognize that. We can
It's
no longer
it's
afford
already
simply
been
throw
in the
more
Supreme
money
Court and
at this
everything that
problem
it's
and hope
ruled
for
that it
change.
covers
That's
everybody,
why we
all
look forward to
peoples.
HHS's
It's not U.S.
transformation to make
citizens,
health-
but
make America healthy again.
I hope you're
Secretary,
ready
can you
to
explain your
take every
vision
day
on
here
how
on
you
out
propose
and correct yourself
reorganization
and
to
just
make the department
be
more
on the right
efficient
foot.
and effective for
Yeah,
patients
fix
and
fix the
providers?
tools in your toolbox, buddy. That one was
Yes, Mr.
broken.
Chairman, our cuts are designed to eliminate waste, fraud, abuse, redundancies, to streamline the department. During the Biden administration, we added 38% to the budget of my agency.
The Supreme Court ruled that they could
American
have
health
expedited, like
condition,
means hurry it
in
up.
other
It doesn't
words,
mean
the
no
health
due
of the
process.
American people actually declined precipitously. Oh, throwing money at it,
Like it literally, like if that wasn't an issue, the whole
spent the
Garcia
equivalent
thing
of
wouldn't have been an
agency
issue. Like
of
you got like
250
again, correct your tools, buddy.
$250 billion in current dollars. Today we spend 1.45 trillion just on chronic disease, and we spend the budget of the agency is a little over 1.7 trillion, and we've gone from 11th in
Hey, what up,
lifespan
JP? Welcome to the family.
1986 to 49th today. We are today the sickest country in the world. We have the highest death rate during COVID of any nation on earth. And that's because of our chronic disease.
Did
epidemic.
we?
That's because we had the highest chronic disease burden of any country in the world. Throwing money at this agency has not worked. We
Does the
need to
U.S. have the
realign
highest
agency. We need to
death rate
calibrate its trajectory so that it
from
transforms our
COVID?
healthcare system from a sick care system into a healthcare system.
Can you elaborate some on how HHS has already taken steps to do just what you described?
Well, first of all, very few
AI
of the
cum sock.
studies
What the fuck, bro?
done by NIH were being done on chronic disease. NIH should be telling us what are seed oils doing to our children? What are
No, the U.S. did not have the highest COVID death rate per
corn
capita.
syrup doing to our children? What are food dyes doing to our children? What is the packaging and microplastics doing to our children?
So he's already said a lie right there that I just like fact checked in real time. We are not the highest country per capita. It was
Studies that were being
Peru.
done by NIH, and let me give you an example of the few that I've had. There was a study at $2.2
You got the
million
troll
study
name
from
up?
Boston University to study the effects of exogenous testosterone therapy on communication in gender diversity.
Well, we were pretty high up there, yeah. But his claim was
Got
we
a
were the
$3 million
highest.
study at the University of Pennsylvania that studied anti-vaping social media campaigns targeted towards sexual gender minorities, teens between 13 and 18. We got $1 million from the University of Michigan to study sexual
Here, see.
fluidity and
Rank the countries on
longitudinal
this. What number was the
changes in
U.S.?
Alcohol misuse.
1, 2. Okay, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Thank you.
And we're going to change that. We're going to have gold standard.
We were around
studies
number.
that
No,
are
dude.
replicated
When it comes to
studies
per
we're
capita of country death rates, we were number 18.
published our data. We're going to publish our peer review, and we are going to, for the first time in 30 years, return NIH to evidence-based science.
Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
yeah. What did he contribute? What? Let's see. It wasn't just. So he blamed a bit of it on COVID.
Studies that were being done by NIH, and let me give you an example of the few that I
Is this it
cited.
right here?
There was a study, a $2.2 million study from Boston University to this computer study at the University of Social Media.
God, dude, he can't control his fucking eyebrows, man. Those things are out of control. I don't know if you're able to see that, but dude, his eyebrows are fucking whack right now. Like, dude, this is the fucking face of our health organization, dude. This is really weird.
In alcohol misuse.
Those are the words.
And that's just an example of thousands of studies like that were doing nothing to improve American health.
Thank you.
And we're going to change that. We're going to have gold standard science. We're going to have replicated studies. We're going to publish our data. We're going to publish our peer review. And we are going to, for the first time in 30 years, return NIH to evidence-based science.
Thank you for that. And
Bro was shaking.
Mr.
Like,
Secretary, I'm
his
gonna
chair must be
submit some questions
vibrating.
Also, for you to answer, to highlight a couple of kids who are living with ultra rare mitochondrial disorders like HOPE.
I feel
with
like
MLS
Lobster
syndrome,
is like
reaction
doing
orphan
like the
syndrome.
perfect
We need your
impersonation
help
of
in
like he's doing like one of those like
life-saving medications. I know that you're
mock
committed to
MAGAs.
helping with
Like
orphan
like
drugs and
he's
helping
playing
with
MAGA
rare
so hard
diseases,
he's
and
literally
we
trying to
have
make
got some
fun of him.
questions about that. Also,
Like, Lobster,
if you
is
get a
that what you're
chance
trying to
later on,
do?
I'd like for you to address what was done yesterday with the prior approvals. I think that was very significant. But I'm out of time. At this time, I'm going to yield back and recognize the gentlelady from Colorado.
Colorado.
To get for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, members of this subcommittee sent you letters.
What up,
seeking
guys? Thanks for scrolling on
information
by. Welcome to
on February
Positively
13th,
Diverse.
February
Oh my God, I got my
28th,
own name
March
wrong.
13th,
God damn it.
March
Welcome to
20th,
Positively
March 25th,
Diverse.
April 1st,
Jesus.
April 3rd, April 9th, April 10th, April
You voted
11th,
Trump 3 times,
April
so you're
28th,
just
April
literally that
29th,
cringe is
May
all it
28th,
is.
June 10th, June 11th, June 17th,
Okay.
June 22nd,
Colorado?
June 23rd,
Yeah.
to which we have received
Well, I'm sorry,
response from your
Lobster.
agency
Hope for you
whatsoever.
yet, though. You're not
Mr.
dead.
Chairman, I'd like to enter these into the record, please.
Without objection.
Thank you. On June 16th, a federal judge ruled a large swath of NIH grant terminations illegal and void and
Cringe because I voted.
vacated them,
No, not because you voted differently than I did. Because
These
then your
grants deal
next
with
two comments
science
was he's
existing
doing an
on
amazing
this
job along with
administration,
Dr. Oz.
as
Just
we
because
heard
that
from the
sentence
witness.
sounds like a
Judge
joke
William
already.
Young, a
And
Reagan
then so happy
appointee,
we
said
won.
that the
Like something to bring up like
administration's explanations for
6 months
terminating
later
the
is
grants
just like
were,
it's
quote,
weird.
bereft of reasoning, virtually
Yeah.
in their entirety, end quote. He
Yeah,
added,
that was the
quote,
cringe part.
"I've
It was
sat on
just
this
like
bench now for
the
40
the
years, and
the
I've
no
never
basis
seen
for having
government
what you said
racial
in the comments.
discrimination
I
like
mean,
this,"
like
end quote.
coming out of left field with
Mr.
that was
Secretary, I have
weird.
a yes or no question.
That's all it
Does
was.
the department intend to comply with Judge Young's ruling? Yes or no?
I
That's
will
see,
comply
that's
with
what I
that.
mean. That's so cringe. Like really? Okay.
As reported,
Like
in
go at
your
it, brother.
opening
Like
statement,
it's
Mr.
weird to say
Secretary,
like
you said
watching
that
all the
you're
like the
committed
stupid
to
shit happening and
reducing
go and
bureaucracy.
reminding
But as
people every
reported
like
in the
month that
Washington
you
Post
it's because
on
of
April
you.
17th, 2025,
But yeah, go
HHS imposed
like
a new
yeah.
layer
All
of
right,
bureaucratic
whatever you want to
review
do, buddy.
by which every disbursement has to go through political appointments at HHS.
Oh
Hospitals,
no.
universities,
I wasn't sad that
community health
Kamala
organizations
lost. I was
have
like
told me
more
and the other members
kind of
lately
like at
that
this
funds
like
are
oh shit,
stuck
dude,
at
Trump won,
HHS
dude. Fuck
due to this so-called
democracy and
Defend
like
and
the
Spend initiative.
what is it?
I
Like
asked
what was the
Mr.
thing we were just talking about?
Ralph
What he was
about
shitting
this
on
in
the
an April
Constitution? Yeah, he
23rd
was
letter
like
over
him
2
shitting on the
months ago, to which you
Constitution,
have not responded.
ignoring it,
And I'd like
demonizing
some answers.
all that shit. That shit
Yes
is
or
so
no?
much more like
Did
I'd rather have
HHS
like a
conduct
2x4 be president
cost-benefit
right now.
analysis on the Defend and Spend procedures?
I don't know anything about
You don't
that
know, okay.
Washington Post article.
In letters, you don't know whether you did a cost-benefit analysis.
No, they
I
don't normally
know-
have
I know that
candidates
we-
for
I
like
don't know anything about
2
that
years.
Washington Post article. I
No,
don't
do you
believe
know
it's
anything about the Defend and Spend initiative?
The only line is, oh,
No,
because
The
you didn't
Defend
agree with me. Yeah, I know,
and
right?
Spend initiative that your agency has. You don't know about it.
Right.
Mr. Chairman, I have an article here.
Your protests were cute.
dated
Still
April
gonna
17,
deport them. Yeah,
2025
just do it
about
with
the
due
Defend and
process. I don't
Spend
give a shit.
I'd
Do
like
do
to
whatever you got to
ask
do as long as you're like just doing it by the law.
Now, in,
Like I don't give a
Mr.
fuck. Just do it legally,
Secretary,
and like
on
I don't have a
on
fucking issue,
June
dude. Like I'm okay
9,
trusting the guardrails of the U.S.,
hundreds of
but if you're gonna
NIH
ignore them, then we have an
scientists
issue.
sounded the alarm on how this administration has wasted millions of research dollars, injected politics into science, and damaged the public trust.
Not
68
yet.
Nobel
We,
laureates signed this letter.
we
On June
didn't
10th,
get
we
Netanyahu's
sent you a letter.
blowjob
Of
yet.
course, we haven't gotten a response with our concerns that you or your staff
Bro,
might
you still don't
retaliate
understand
against
what the
us for telling
Supreme
the
Court
truth.
fucking
So here's my
decided
question.
yesterday. They
Will
didn't
you
say
commit
there's no
today
due process
that
needed.
neither you or anyone else at
All right,
HHS
here,
will
we'll
take
get you the
any
fucking answers. Let's
retaliatory
see.
action against the brave scientists that work at NIH? This should be an
Let's
easy answer,
see.
'cause it's illegal.
Did the
I can commit that
Supreme
we are absolutely
Court
depoliticizing
just
science at
Will you commit that you
recently
will not
say
take
no
any
due
Biden
retaliation?
administration,
Excuse me.
Ms. Chairman,
process
Ms. Chairwoman,
needed
Biden administration
for
politicizes science, and I just
Okay,
gave you-
illegal
I just gave you 3 of
immigrants.
Excuse me,
1,000
sir.
examples of
Excuse
how
me,
they
sir.
did that.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
sir, I asked you a simple
Philly,
question.
exactly.
Will
Look
you
how mad I
commit
am.
to not taking retaliatory
Like,
action
yeah, lobsters
against
got
the
me on edge.
NIH scientists that signed the letter about
let's
the
see.
research dollars? Yes
I
or
don't
no?
know anything about that. letter.
Wait,
about the
no
letter.
Oh,
way.
anything about
Oh,
that.
fuck.
Okay,
Lobster,
Real quick,
wait.
we already put
Lobster
that-
might have just taught
our
me
question on
something.
record.
Holy
I would
shit.
like a
Wait.
response. Now,
Some issued a major ruling
in my
allowing
last
the
few
government to
minutes,
deport
in our
undocumented
letters
migrants
dated
to a
February
third
28th,
countries,
April 1st,
yeah.
and May 28th,
Even those
we
migrants have
did
not yet had a
respond.
chance to
We
contest
have
the
some
move
questions
through the
about
usual due
reductions in
process
force.
procedures.
How many HHS
So,
employees
what did it
received
turn
grift
into?
notices
Interesting.
since
So, we
you were
really are
serving?
fucking shit up. Look at
I
this.
think around 10.
All right, let's see. What did
10,000.
the courts do? The
Did you
court, in a
personally
6-3
approve
decision,
those layoff
stayed a lower
decisions?
court injunction that granted immigrants a
each
meaningful
one.
opportunity
I
to
approve
challenge
of the policy.
deportation.
Thank you. You probably policy.
Do so? Wait, do they have no process at all? Then that's the question.
Quote, I actually
Does
don't
this say
have
no
any
due process
transparency
ever?
into how
No.
those
The court
decisions were
paused
made.
due process
And I was quite
protections in
upset
this
about that.
specific
It would've
emergency
been nice to
context.
have some say.
Okay, all right. So it's not saying like this is
guess
like
I'll
the law of the land or what the
follow
law's
up
been.
with
He's
written
he's trying to claim on
Thank
some
you.
kind
The
of
gentlelady yields. The
like
chair now recognizes the chairman of the full
special,
committee,
like it's a special
Chairman
situation.
Guthrie, for 5
Blocking the
minutes of
requirements that
questions.
migrants
Thank you,
get
Mr.
formal
Secretary. We'll vote on
notice
this
and a
in,
chance to contest the decision before being sent
we
to a
talked
third
about the
country.
reduction in
But this
force.
is not a blanket
So I'm gonna
ruling.
ask
Illegal
you,
immigrants have
I'll
no
do
due
3
process
questions
rights at
real
all.
quick and
The
let you
court
answer.
action affects
So what
this
is the
scenario.
status of the reduction
Third
in
country
force or any
deportation, where
interim
migrants are sent to a
organization?
place where they are
And are you
neither
able to
citizens
discuss the
nor from,
details of this
nor could
potential
face
action,
danger,
or does
with
the
no
legal
prior
situation
hearing
limit
allowed.
what you're able to do today?
Immigrants still
And then
retain
what does
due
the path
process
forward look like
protections
if
in
the
other
judges
contexts.
expect
Okay, so they still have due
You know,
process.
that
Asylum
issue
seekers are
on
entitled to a
reduction in
hearing
force
before an
are,
immigration judge, so
under
asylum
litigation.
seekers do have it. The
And
Fifth
we're under court order
Amendment
not
due
to talk
process
about
clause still applies to persons,
the
not just
injunctions, what's the
citizens,
path forward?
and prevents
Can you talk
total
about that?
deprivation of life,
So what would
liberty,
happen
and
if the path
property
forward
without
is the
legal
injunction is
safeguards.
lifted?
Even if the scope of those
What
rights.
happened with-
All right, yeah, no,
If
okay.
the injunction
No,
is
they
lifted,
just exactly what I
the
said.
path
They
forward to be
expedited it, but they didn't take away due process.
If the
Yeah,
injunction
okay.
is lifted, Congressman, what was the rest?
By the way, everybody, if you're out here just chilling and you're hanging, go ahead, tap your screens. Let me know you're out there alive and kicking.
What
Hope
would
you're all
be-
starting your days off
what do you
right.
see
Get some
HHS
coffee in you.
becoming
Damn,
when
coffee
if
sounds
the
pretty bomb right
injunction
now.
lifted with the
But yeah,
reduction
tap your screens in the meantime, guys.
So, you know, the people.
But yeah, Lobster, they get due
are on
process.
Administrative leave, and they will remain on administrative leave until the injunction is lifted.
Dude, it's gonna go so
At that
fucking quick.
point,
We're not gonna
we
realize
will
how bad we
make
just fucked up our
decisions.
country.
And,
You're right.
You know, in some cases, we
No, you were incorrect. I'm sorry. I would have apologized, but you were still incorrect.
perform our duties. I've
It
brought
was
people
it was
back.
one
I've brought
22
people
specific thing
back
that was
to,
withdrawn.
uh,
So wait, wait.
CDC.
Let me
Brought
let me resource.
220
There
people
might be
back
an
to
apology. Let's
NIH
see.
Because we were not able to perform our job.
So under
I
these
brought, 313
these
people
circumstances,
back to NIOSH, for the World Trade Center, for the Cleveland office, and the
so okay,
Morgantown
if you're here,
office. They were doing
but that's the
important work
the
that we
stupidest
did
fucking
not,
thing though, because if you're an
it was
asylum
critical.
seeker and you are here and you are and you do get processed before being deported, what stops anyone what makes anyone else not get any kind of due process prior to that? Like, because like any one of them could be an asylum seeker and you don't know until there's a hearing. So how can you? So again, it's just third country deportations is where this is covered, where migrants are sent to places they are neither citizens from nor face danger.
We have 1,400 external
This
affairs
yeah,
staff,
this is not a blanket ruling
40
that illegal
procurement
immigrants
departments
have
using
no
4
due
different
process rights at
contracting
all.
systems, 9
The court's
human
actions
resource
affect this
departments,
scenario.
8
The only thing that was
finance
affected was where
departments,
they get sent, which is just a third
40
party.
separate
Okay.
opioid
No, all right. No, I was correct.
42 maternal health programs.
Hey, thanks for tapping out there,
And so
guys.
what
Welcome.
we
And
try
also,
to do is consolidate
plurgasm. Welcome to the
and
family,
people
bro.
who are let go were people who were not involved
Name like
in
that. I'm
primary
assuming
care
you're a bro
or
out there.
in
Plurgasm.
delivery of care. They were redundant administrative offices that have been added to over the past.
Well, that's the whole thing,
years.
guys. Like, you're focused on
Where
doing
we're
it
adding
fast, which is like the
50
whole
staff by
thing where like this is like
17%.
things where you
And we're
know
going back
you're
to
not going to take into
refining
account
their,
workforce and
levels.
things like
And
that.
that's
They're
what
going to
the
realize, oh
research
shit, dude, we just realized we have a
And
big
as
hole
you
here and we
saw,
didn't fill it in.
gaps in some of those
So it's going to be one of those like time will tell scenarios, and like I'm not the kind of guy that likes to say I told you so. I just
one other
document
question, I
when
only
we
have
get
about
there
a
and
minute and
say,
a half
hey
left,
guys, it
One of
happened.
my biggest priorities
know?
over time has been innovation. We talked about Boston.
Like
and
the
what's going
whole
on there with
like what is it? I made a bet with my
Alzheimer's
brother
and
when he got elected.
President
And my
Trump
brother
finalized
wouldn't even
Medicare
take the bet
coverage
after
and
because like the only
innovative
critique I made and
technology
said was
just before the end of
like I
his
bet
term.
you we were talking about was it
President
5,000?
Biden modified the
5,000
rule
that
significantly
he's like that
restricted access
my
to
brother
the
was saying
program,
like that he's
and by
like you know
extension,
nothing's going to be different and
restricted
things like that,
President
and I'm
Biden's
like
administration
I bet you
restricted access to
5,000
breakthrough
that he violates
technology.
5 things in the
Will CMS
Constitution in the
modify
first
Biden
year.
administration's
And
policy?
dude,
And do
I'm
you
on
have a
track.
timeline from when we can
He didn't
expect
want to take the bet though.
modifications on MSIT?
We're
Which is like
doing
the
more
weirdest
than
fucking thing.
any-
You should
I
like
think
feel
that
like
probably any
safe
other
to say
cabinet
usually when your
department
president gets in there, you're like, yeah, dude, my
drive
guy's not
AI
gonna
to drive
violate
AI
laws. But we
and
found out
new
that Trump is the kind of guy that
technology
prods
into
and touches the
healthcare
walls
system,
and see
into
where
our
it gives and sees how
We're
far he can
using
get
it in
away with
every
shit, you know?
aspect of our health department.
That
You
kind of
saw the press
mentality.
Conference yesterday with Chris Klum. He's a billionaire who's
And he
walked
still
away
hasn't
from
violated any laws? No, just the
business in Silicon
Constitution.
Valley
We
to
we,
come
we already
and
talked about it, and then the
revolutionize,
Supreme Court ruled it that it was against the
AI
Constitution.
in our
That's why they had to
department.
bring
We're doing it at every
Brago
level.
Garcia back.
We have the best
Or that was the
people in the world
Constitution being
working
broke.
for us, and we're gonna transform
Like
the
I
American
don't
health
maybe you
system
just
over the
don't
next
think the
4 years
Constitution
to
is
make
like
it
the law of the
leading
land or
health system
something.
in the world.
Maybe it's your
Because
definition of
the
what a law is.
technology that we're bringing in, and we have the best people
The
working
due
for us
process
able
for
to
anyone in
attract
the U.S.
people
That
of
one.
unprecedented caliber to our agency to facilitate that transformation, and it's one of the things that I'm most excited about.
Thank you. Well, my time just expired, and I appreciate you being here. You'll back.
The gentleman yields. The chair now recognizes.
Wait, you're saying
the
are
member
you
of the
saying
committee
if it happens under his
for 5
order,
minutes
but
to
somebody
question.
else carries out the
Thank you,
order,
Mr.
it's not the
Chairman.
president? Is that what you just
Secretary
said?
Kennedy, quite frankly, I think you're trying to defend the indefensible. There's no way.
Yeah, no, yeah,
budget
agreed.
or
No one gets the
actions
same
you're
due,
taking
like, it's
as
not the
far as
same due
Secretary
process, but there
would
is
make
due
this country
process.
healthier.
Correct.
You keep talking about waste.
And
within
whatever that
agencies.
Supreme Court
I
ruling of
mentioned in my
yesterday was
opening,
an
340
expedited
top
version of due
scientists
process.
Who signed a letter to the NIH director detailing unprecedented waste, abuse, and illegality at NIH under the Trump,
How's it going
under
out
the
there,
Trump
everybody?
administration. And you know the thing that really
Nice to
disturbs
know
me
you got
most
your
is this
attention while scrolling on
anti-science
by.
agenda
We
that
got
I think
RFK over here talking to the
clear
House.
me, that the vast majority of scientists
And by the way, guys, hit that follow,
thinking
get
of
notifications
using
when we go
vaccines
live,
are
and you can join
dangerous,
future
not
discussions.
supported by scientific
Not always
evidence.
watching
I'd like to
a
ask
live
the
hearing.
chairman, I'd like to ask unanimous consent to enter into the record a letter from 63 medical and public health groups and a letter from the American Academy.
It's going to come
of
down
Family
to how
Physicians,
long they
American
get to
Academy of
be shipped out.
Pediatrics, American College of Obstetricians
How
and
long they get
Gynecologists,
to be
and the
shipped out?
American
What does that
College of
mean? Like,
Physicians, all raising
be
grave
deported and they
concerns,
have to have
Mr.
like
Chairman,
a certain
about
amount of time before coming back?
Secretary's
What?
actions to undermine vaccines.
Can you tell me the date?
I don't
of
get
that
it.
letter?
It's going to come down to how long
No,
they
I'm
get
not
to be
asking a
shipped
question. I have
out.
something.
24
Okay, 'cause
hours.
I
How
think that
long?
letter was sent,
I'm just asking
about a
unanimous.
week after I got
Oh,
in
you mean
here.
from between capture and being sent out? I don't know. I don't think that's a rush. Once they're
Not
captured,
objection.
aren't they already like
you.
out of your
The
eyesight?
Secretary-
Like,
Mr.
I don't know
Secretary,
what else
science
has
is
been
not on
bothering
your
you so
side.
much
I-
if
I
it's not just
really think
looking
that
at them.
People are going to die as a result of your actions and congressional.
It's amazing how you can sit back and relax while Trump is defending your country.
You said it over and over again.
Yeah, nah.
I consider
I'm more
unfounded and
like that
unscientific
watchdog
therapies
on
and
the side
conspiracy
that's
theories
seeing
without
if he's
data
gonna like
or
violate any
evidence.
more
All
things
of
about the
this has been done
Constitution and
behind
things like
closed
that.
doors without any public engagement, despite your pledge.
Are you
to
guys
be
aware of the
Constitutional
2020
control
fake
with
slate of
radical
electorates? Is
transparency.
that something
So
you
let me
guys
ask
are
you
aware
about
of, never
yes
heard
or
of,
no
or just don't
about
care?
This radical transparency that you say you espout. Do you believe that keeping Congress informed of your decisions and promptly answering inquiries from members of Congress fits within your promise for radical transparency? Just yes or yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Now, since
my
you
eyebrows
came
are
to-
going crazy.
I have sent you 10 letters on a variety of topics, including the devastating workforce and program cuts at HHS. You've answered none, and your staff have.
Saying
given no
everything he's done is
indication
going to
that
be
you intend
ruled legal.
despite
It's like
being
one of those
people.
things where
And this,
what
in
was
my
this? It
opinion,
was
is
something
the
recent.
opposite
It
of
was
radical transparency.
someone
I
like
call it
being told to
radical-
do
radical
something. Oh, it was fucking
obstruction
Star
of
Wars.
congressional oversight.
Yeah, and it's
So
the
again,
fucking
yes
line
or
where
no?
fucking the
You
emperor,
commit
when he's
to
head of the
providing
fucking
a written,
council, says like,
substantive
do this,
response
and they're
to all
like, is
questions
this
posed in
legal?
each of these
And he's
letters
like, I'll
no
make it
later than
legal.
August 1st.
Like, yeah, to
And
that
if
same
not,
degree,
give
yeah,
me a
sure.
We've gotten an unprecedented number of letters from Congress, literally thousands upon
Okay,
thousands.
but I'm only asking for a date. Can you
And we
answer
are
by
answering
August
them as
1st?
fast as we can, and all those letters will be answered.
I haven't gotten a single answer to any of them, Mr. Secretary.
Well, there, like I said, we've
Huh.
gotten thousands
All right,
and
I'm just
thousands
asking
of
you,
letters from
you
Congress.
said that you want to be transparent. You've said that Congress in responding to us is important. So can you give me a date? If not, I'm going to assume I'm never going to hear back.
There we go.
I said August 1st. August 15th? Tell me.
Tell me.
I'm not
1
gonna
week,
tell
2
you a
weeks?
date because
Well, then I don't
know.
think I'm ever going to get a response. And I think your suggestion that somehow you're being transparent is simply not true. Now, one last question. You have made a number of major decisions about vaccines, and again, there's been no public comment process or public accountability on that either. What are you afraid of? I mean, with regard to vaccines, are you just afraid of receiving public comments on proposals? Or you just think these are fringe views that are contrary to the views of most scientists, and that the public comments will reflect this? You say you want transparency, but there's been no public process for any of this.
Nobody
Process for
wants
regulating
RFK, bro.
vaccines. It's called the ACIP
Nobody
committee.
wants them.
It's a public meeting. where we
Baldo,
fired the
what is it?
fired
Your
the-
one
I
buddy. Is
fired
he still
people,
around?
who had
That was that.
conflicts with the pharmaceutical
That one
industry.
dude, he
Oh, I mean,
was a
that's-
big
that
fan of him.
industry,
Lobster.
that
Lobster's like, yeah,
committee
him and
has
Dr.
been
Oz are doing a
noted
great
for
job.
medical
I'm like, dude, you gotta be
malpractice.
fucking with me. Like, I thought he was a guy like pretending to be
The bottom line
MAGA.
is here, we have no
Like what you
transparency.
said, like
We
that's
have no
like much more
responsi-
understandable
feel
as
no
something like somebody
responsibility to
MAGA would
Congress
say.
whatsoever, and you just continue this ideology that's anti-science, anti-vaccine. That's all I see. I see nothing else, and I don't think I'm ever
Dr.
gonna
Oz
get a
ain't
response.
in
And so
this
I'm
or
gonna
anything
have
like
to
that.
continue.
Lobster Man was
My
saying
time is up.
RFK and Dr. Oz are doing a great
Mr.
job, is what he
Mr.
said.
Chairman, this is the Committee of
Chairman,
Jurisdiction.
Gentlemen,
like to
the
answer
gentleman
that
has
one.
yielded.
gonna
The
fight.
chair now recognizes the vice chair of the committee, of the subcommittee
Oh.
for 5 minutes of
Let me
questioning.
calm down.
Dr. Dunn.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Secretary Kennedy, for being with us today. I want to begin by commending you for the work your department and the
Commend him.
administration has done to make improvements in the health of the American
Excuse me.
people and to be responsible stewards.
By the way, guys, if you would like any kind of conversations to open up or have people that even if they're in your corner, my corner, whichever, tapping your screens will help those people get here.
Concerned about the damage inflicted to public trust in our health institutions. Unsurprisingly, when faced with sweeping mandates, the American public.
Hey,
is
welcome to the
left
family, Boiler.
skepticism and mistrust. I know you've already taken steps to restore public trust in our health institutions. Do you see those as being successful in the near future or over what timeline?
One thing when it comes to my channel, it's not so much about winning debates and things
Vice
like that. It's
Chairman,
about gaining
by
perspective.
restoring
So
truth.
everyone's
We're
welcome.
going to tell the truth to the American people.
Until you start
We're
like
gonna
spewing
use
some real
evidence-based
real
science,
bullshit,
gold
like things that
standard
can like,
science. As I said,
hurt
we're gonna
people
use
if it gets
replication.
like echoed in a chamber,
If I
kind
could
of
take a
bullshit,
minute
you know?
Just to respond to something that Congressman Pallone said. I'll address you, Congressman Pallone.
Congressman.
15 years ago, you and I
My
met, you were at
eyebrows
that time
need a
the champion
leash.
for people who had suffered injuries from vaccines. You were very adamant about
Who the fuck was it
You were a
earlier that
leading
said he has
member of
worms in his
Congress on that
eyebrows?
issue. Since then, you've accepted $2 million from pharmaceutical companies in contribution, more than any other member of this committee.
Dude, that
And
bro
your
looked young.
enthusiasm for supporting the old ACIP committee, which was completely rife and pervasive with pharmaceutical conflicts, seems to be an outcome of those contributions.
Mr. Chairman,
Thank you.
point of order. Point of
The
order.
chair recognizes.
Point of order. The
Dr.
gentleman is impugning the reputation of a member of Congress.
Stop the clock.
Can you stop the clock for a second.
Is it ignoring the
He
ruling,
stated-
or are they like challenging the ruling? I don't know what
He
you're
was
referring to. I'm
impugning
gonna have to look it
Mr.
up.
Pallone's
Mr. Chairman, I didn't hear it. Did the gentleman?
Oh, you weren't paying attention, that's why.
Well, you know, it's hard to pay attention here when we're not getting any responses.
Okay,
My
okay.
understanding now is that the secretary said something about me taking money from pharmaceuticals? Is that what he said?
The secretary implied that Mr. Pallone would not fight for vaccine victims because he took money from.
What up, Doob J?
pharmaceuticals.
Welcome to the family.
You know,
He
again,
needs to take back those words.
you know,
he
he
Okay,
needs to-
okay,
I
here
would
we go,
ask that
here
the
we go,
words
here
be
we go.
taken down.
This.
I'm gonna have to
Mr.
look into it.
Secretary,
I don't
this is
know
a
what you're
valid
filmed
point,
by,
whatever I'm told.
who's ignoring what,
So
and things
I'd
like
ask
that.
you if you would,
Dakota,
take
welcome to
back
the
those
family.
words.
Do you have something I could
I
do to help me on my search on that?
retracted.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Now.
Dakota, thank you for all the
ladies and
taps.
gentlemen,
Hell
we're
yeah.
going to continue on with the
Welcome,
decorum
everybody.
that I mentioned earlier in this hearing.
By the
And what
way,
we're gonna do is to go to Dr.
since
Dunn
everyone's
to finish
responding
up
pretty
his
well in
time of
chat, can you guys let me know how
Dr.
audio is
Dunn
coming
is
across? You all
recognized.
relaxing well
Thank
with
you very much, Mr.
how it's all hitting
Chairman.
your ear?
So
know.
the department's fiscal year 26 proposed budget includes $750 million for strategic national stockpile.
PB,
as
thanks
the
for tapping the screen. Hell yeah.
lead
It's
on
fine.
the
Thank you,
pandemic
Brittany.
and all
Thank you
hazard
so much. Perfect.
preparedness
Dakota,
and
thank you so much,
Papa.
guys. Oh, fuck, it
So
sounds
I
good.
believe
Everybody's
that,
on point. Look at that,
strong
guys. Thank you so
national
much, guys.
stockpile is critical to ensure we're prepared to respond to emergencies. Do you see this
Judge
stockpile
stop Trump from
as,
deporting to
being
third-party
adequate or
countries.
$750
I'm gonna look into
million
that.
budget being adequate
Raven,
for
welcome to the family.
Well, I'm very
Judge.
gratified about congressional support
Tell me
for
about a
reappropriating
judge
Papa, which is absolutely critical for our
that
pandemic
stopped
response.
Trump from
The stockpile, I think, has
deporting. Well, like here, now you're
$1,000
saying
worth
Trump's
of,
deporting them, but last time you said like Trump wasn't responsible for
I have
Garcia
to
being
check
sent
those
out.
numbers, but I'm pretty sure that
Kayla, welcome to the family.
that's it. And
From
we
deporting
could be doing better.
to third.
The stockpile
countries?
was did not distinguish itself during COVID.
We really,
You know,
like, it's a
after
really
any of the
weird thing.
things
Like,
that we
dude, like,
needed during
the one
COVID,
fucking
and we're doing
joke. I don't know,
review
like,
now.
I don't know if I
Please
could take it as a
make
joke.
sure
When they
that
talk
the
about
stockpile
homegrowns
is
being sent
adequately
out, like,
stocked.
dude, no
Keep us
fucking
informed
U.S.
as
citizen
well.
should be
Thank
sent
you,
out of the
thank you,
U.S.
Mr.
That's so fucked up.
You've long been an
That
advocate
better
of
have been a
addressing
fucking joke.
mitochondrial health, kind of an interesting
Let's
itchy
see
area,
here.
that's
Yes, it was
alluded
U.S.
earlier
District
by the
Judge
questions
Brian
from,
Murphy, based in
Chairman Carter.
Boston, temporarily
The,
blocked the
Haley
judge
VA Medical
administration
Center
from
Tampa
deporting
has
undocumented
validated
migrants to third
compassionate
countries without
use
giving
data
them
for,
time and proper
uh,
notice.
amyotrophic lateral
Here's the
sclerosis,
story.
Parkinson's disease, and has generated deep
Massachusetts,
positive data
Murphy
using
stepped in late
mitochondrial
March, issuing a
transplantation for
nationwide
Alzheimer's.
injunction against
They've
so-called
also
third party
entered
or
into
third
formal
country
agreement with
deportation,
Walter
sending
Reed to
migrants to
use
places
this,
other than their home
experiment
country,
with this treatment
unless the
for
government
traumatic
offered
brain
at least
injuries.
15 days
And
notice.
now NASA
He
is
reaffirmed that in May
similar
during the
agreement to
deportation of
study
8
mitochondrial
individuals
health issues associated with space travel.
destined for
Secretary
South
Kennedy
Sudan and detained in the U.S.
continue
military
these
bases in
efforts.
Djibouti. The government had violated his court
mitochondrial,
order
sir.
by not
Yeah,
giving
I mean, that's
proper
gonna be-
advance notice and time to
Mitochondrial
contest.
dysfunction is the
What
heart
does
and
the order
soul
say?
of chronic disease.
Let's see what happens next.
know,
The Supreme
we
Court
now
intervened
know
on the
that,
23rd,
Alzheimer's
lifting Murphy's
disease, which was
injunction
once thought to
in a
be,
6-3 decision,
have-
allowing
have a-
expedited
have a
deportations to
number
resume
of
without process he had
hypotheses about
mandated.
its etiology.
Murphy's ruling are not yet overturned
Alzheimer's
on
disease is
appeal.
now
but
characterized
for
in the
now
medical
they have been put on
literature
hold by the
as
High
type
Court.
3 diabetes.
So they didn't go
Because it's
around the court.
recognized that
So no,
mitochondrial
yeah.
not just
That's
causes
he
disease in
implemented
children,
that,
but it's
and
also
then the court
causing
stepped in,
disease
is what it
in
is. So now it's on hold.
And the cause of it is clearly.
You guys are the
our
ones
food.
responsible.
That's
You
one of the
didn't
principal
mind
causes,
18
and
million
we
coming
are
in the last 4
absolutely
years. Just saying.
laser-focused.
Well, it's also
afraid our
not an
time has
issue.
expired, but,
Gentlemen, thank you very
The
much.
issue is our
chair
way
now
of
recognizes the
documenting them
gentleman
coming
from
in
California,
to
Dr. Ruiz,
go
5
for
minutes of questions.
asylum.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That's the only issue there was.
Earlier, Secretary Kennedy, you said you wanted to instill trust.
This happened
in
after
true
that.
evidence-based
That
gold
what
standard
you just said was a
science.
day ago.
Mr.
What,
Kennedy, in
so
late
the
May,
Supreme Court was
so-called,
yesterday. Are
quote,
you saying he
Presidential
did this
Commission to
today?
Make American Healthy Again released what HHS described as a, quote, groundbreaking assessment that purported to identify the key drivers
What-
behind childhood chronic
He
disease.
acted last night. What did he
Improving the
do
health
last
of
night?
America's
Because like
children is a
it's
goal
not like he can
I
do
share,
anything.
and I recognize this is a passion of yours, Mr. Secretary. That is why I was
Yeah,
struck
the
to
administration
learn
broke
that
their
the
order
report was
in May.
riddled with
So that was May.
mistakes,
Supreme Court temporarily paused his
misconstruing and
injunction on the
intentionally or not
23rd, letting
misstating key
deportations
references, data, and
continue.
evidence that either do not
What?
exist
What?
or are not
Like that's it.
accurately reflected in
It
the
stopped
report.
yesterday. He
When
acted last
journalists
night.
reached out to
What
many of the
did
authors of the
he
studies
do
included in the
last
Maha
night?
assessment, numerous researchers and academics stated that they never wrote the papers as cited, or the papers cited didn't even
He didn't do anything
exist
overnight.
altogether.
He was the one issuing
Mr. Chairman, I wanna
decisions.
submit
He wasn't the
these
one
three
issuing
news
decisions
reports
last night. He
on
said the
these
court was last night.
cited, documents
Then
of
what did they
notice
do? They
dated
paused his
29
nationwide
May
order.
30th.
Without objection.
Ms. Secretary
No,
Kennedy, you're
you-
listed
just-
as
you're
the
just gonna
chair
have
of
to
the
correct
commission. Did
yourself.
you read
There's
the report and
nothing
fact-check
new
its sources
between then and
prior to
now. He
publication?
made a ruling before
the
Supreme
facts-
Court
Did you
stepped
read the
in, and
reports,
that's where we're
did
at.
you yourself fact
Bro,
check
you're gonna
them,
have to
sir?
come with me
I did
with
not fact check.
whatever.
You did
Like
not
you're gonna have
fact
to
check.
straight
So
up tell me
why
what
then,
source or
as
where to
has
read
been
it because
reported-
I
Excuse me,
have-
sir, I'm speaking. Why then did the report include citations to sources that don't even
How many
exist?
sources do I got on this
How
one?
does that happen under your leadership?
15
sir?
sources saying
Foundational
otherwise.
assertions in that report are accurate.
They did not
Some of them-
exist. How can they be
some-
accurate if they did not
I said
exist, sir?
Some of the citations
You know, in
were-
fact, my understanding
the
is that
citations
even
were
once
messed
the
up for
report,
one day.
Get 'em,
once
Ruiz,
the
get 'em.
report was
Go.
updated, more
I have no idea what's happening right
authors
now.
and
Let's see.
researchers came forward stating that their research was misconstrued. This is quite unbelievable, sir. In fact, I was a pre-med at UCLA. They have a great pre-med program. If somebody
I think
turned
Ball
this
had to
in
dip out and
as
find
an
that,
undergrad to their
find out
professor
where
at
that
UCLA,
source was.
they would have received an
Oh shit,
F,
dude.
sir, an
Influx
F for the
and Two Raven.
misinterpretation,
They, oh, so,
falsehood,
God damn it, I
the
missed it. Thank you for the
denials,
roses and the
also
heart
citing
beam. Holy fuck.
references that don't
Oh, Raven,
even
you're still here.
exist.
Thank you for
That's
the roses.
Lying and dishonest, sir. My concern here
The
is that
citations
my
were
concern
corrected in
here
one
is
day.
that
Oh, sorry,
you
sorry.
and this administration are undertaking vast changes to our federal public health system
Mm-hmm.
and using purported facts and gold standard evidence that you claim to have as justifications for your decisions, actions, and frankly,
they don't have
your
that.
decimation of our nation's public health infrastructure.
Leftists
Yet
hating on
what you are
RFK
relying
exposes their
upon isn't
hypocrisy and
real.
ignorance.
It
Dude,
isn't
I have.
data-driven,
If you think
and
I don't
it
like
isn't
RFK because of
based
his
in
voice,
fact,
that's a
science,
really
or
weird thing to
reality,
just
sir.
go
It's
with
wrong.
because
As a
it's not. It's
secretary of one
it's
of
just
the most
denial on science
consequential
things.
departments within our federal government.
Just like I hate him as much as I would like.
Data is not just
Like I
some
wouldn't hate him as much
typos
if he didn't have this
in a report that
position,
gets
but
put
like
on a shelf.
it's like I hate him just
Instead,
as
your
much as a
words
flat
and your
earther
words of
running
your
site like
department carry
NASA or some
significant
shit,
weight.
you know?
Do you agree?
It's like you're kind of like
Citations
forced to
were
be
wrong,
disgusted
were
by it.
wrong.
The
That was
question-
a mistake. They were
question-
corrected within
and there-
24 hours.
Yeah, but there were wrong still even after
There
that,
was
and they're wrong
there were
still
no-
today.
There were no
So do you
erroneous
believe that
factual
your
assertions,
words
Congressman.
carry significant
Can't you
weight?
see how healthy my eyebrows
erroneous
Do you
are?
factual
believe your
assertions.
words carry significant weight?
There were no
Does
erroneous
the
factual
do you
assertions.
believe that the Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services plays an important role in upholding scientific integrity?
Yes.
Okay, so then, in fact, what is most striking about this is that you've also threatened to bar governmental scientists and researchers from publishing in top medical journals. You've barred them
Wait,
from
leftist
publishing
hating
in
on
top
RFK exposes
reputable
hypocrisy
medical
and
journals instead
ignorance. He didn't
proposed,
say anything
quote,
about his voice. He
creating
said
our
the
own journals
hypocrisy.
in-house.
What's the
idea
hypocrisy?
that we would
Leftist
limit
hating
the
on
ability for
RFK
federal
exposes their
researchers
hypocrisy
to publish
and
in the most
ignorance. The
preeminent medical journals
hypocrisy.
and instead have HHS
I don't get
just
it.
publish
Where's
more
the? Or
reports
you gotta
like
have to show. I guess
Maha's
like, somebody let me know where the
failed
hypocrisy
assessment,
is. Not
lacking the
liking RFK. I
scientific
guess
rigor,
it's confusing.
accuracy, or peer-reviewed criteria that are required by leading journals.
By the
should
way,
worry
love
us
the
all for the future of
the
medicine
Pikachu.
and innovation. Sir, you mentioned that building trust was a priority number 7. You have failed already in building.
He's a
that trust.
Democrat
How
or
can we
was.
trust you
Oh, I
when
don't give a
in
fuck
your
what he
report,
was
under
or
your
any of that
leadership,
stuff.
when you're the
I judge
chair
a
of this
person by
report,
like
has
their
false
stances on
information
things.
and
I don't judge
makes
them by
up
the party they're in.
research that didn't even exist. So
The left has
you have
traditionally
no
been
time.
skeptical of big pharma. Oh, we're fucking hella skeptical of big pharma. It's like we're not skeptical of big pharma and the drugs. We're skeptical of the money pit that
Thank
it
you very
is.
much, Mr.
We're-
Chairman. I
we
would
don't
remind
like how
everybody
it
that
is
Galileo got an
a
F during his day and age, and
of like this
sometimes
huge
people who are
fucking
trying to do
industrial
cutting-edge work
complex
don't
of
get the response
just
they
money
expect from
flow, and it's made
the
for
leading scientists of the day.
profits and things like
I
that.
also would
Not
encourage you,
trusting the
Mr.
fucking
Secretary, to
medications.
give my
That'd be
Democrat
weird to say.
colleagues answers to their questions
But I would note that Chairman Guthrie and I never got answers.
Kind of crazy. They
from
both got
Samsung
bullied out of the
that we
DNC. Yeah,
started
yeah.
asking
No,
in
he
April of
he didn't get bullied out of the
2023,
DNC in a sense.
and
Like
Biden
he just wanted a
administration has
position,
never
and he
gotten us
went to
those
the
answers.
DNC
And
first,
at one
and they
point,
were like,
Secretary
"Nah,
Becerra
man,
took
that
a
would be
year
ridiculous to have you in
answer
charge of that with
questions
things
for
you've
the
said."
record,
And then he went over to
and
Trump.
You haven't even been in office that long. So when we go through this process, while I would like to see it quicker, and I do think that both sides of the aisle need to get answers.
What up, everybody? Thanks for scrolling on
It takes some
by.
time sometimes to get the correct answers so that you don't get accused later of having false answers or getting Fs on those answers. Now I'm going to move to my questions. It's my understanding of your proposed reorganization of the agency.
Go look at the
National
story
Institute for
at
Occupational
ABC
Safety and Health, or
News. So it
NIOSH,
was
may be
posted in
housed
the
in
last
the
24
proposed
hours, correct?
administration For a healthy America within HHS. I am supportive of ensuring
updated with the
all
judge
agencies
ignoring
under
SCOTUS
HHS are
ruling.
functioning efficiently, but I
let's
would
see
like to
what that
emphasize
looks
that the
like.
Coal Workers Health Surveillance Program
Judge
within
Brian
NIOSH
Murphy.
is very important for the constituents of my district and across
Robbie
coal country. This
Pace
program does
is
many things to help
there,
protect and mitigate black
and
lung disease by
ABC
providing black lung screenings, certifying B-reading physicians to analyze black lung
article
from screenings,
in
and
the
uses their
last
resources to help
day
individuals
about
receive
him.
black lung benefits. I have many black lung clinics in my district and
Yeah,
around
some fresh
the
story
coal country,
yesterday
Central Appalachia,
detailing
that serve
Brian
thousands
Murphy's
of coal miners.
injunction
Will you
against
commit to
deportation
working
to
with
third
me to
country
ensure
without
that
due
the
process
current
protection
benefits
highlights.
NIOSH provides for black lung will not be negatively
Judge blocks
impacted by any of
administration.
the
That was yeah. Okay, look at this
reorganizations taking
headline.
place,
Judge
and
blocks
that we will
administration from
continue to work
deporting
to continue
non-citizens to third
the
countries
important work
without
that
due
they do.
process.
Yes,
April
absolutely,
18th,
and I spent a lot of
2025.
time in Southern
He
Virginia,
issued a
West Virginia,
nationwide
Eastern
injunction that
Kentucky.
removed any nonsense. Yep,
I know
yep.
the importance of these programs, those NIAID
So yes,
programs,
yesterday they
and
highlighted
that's
what he
that's
did
the
and why it
reason
matters.
we
Oh wait, oh my
instated
God, dude.
the Morgantown
Bro,
office
yeah,
and the
wait,
Cleveland
Boston
office
judge?
specifically
Is that
for
not
the
who I
reasons
just
that you're
looked up?
talking about, and I
appreciate
can
that.
assure you that this will be a
What judge did I
priority
look
for
I
up?
appreciate that. I will say too that I heard you talking about
U.S. District Judge
pesticides.
Brian
I'm
Murphy,
particularly
based in
concerned about
Boston. Yes,
neonicotinoids.
correct. Yes,
And I'm also concerned
bro,
about
you are reading an
microplastics, but we
article
gotta
that,
do some
that is summing
scientific
up the
research so that we
situation.
not
It
throw
literally,
the
s-
baby out
like,
with the
here, one
bathwater.
second, let me
We
pause
actually-
this. I can share everything. But all right, so here we go. We got yeah, who is the judge? Based in Massachusetts, all that stuff. All right, here we go. Yes, they ran a fresh story just yesterday detailing Judge Brian E. Murphy's injunction against deportations, blah, blah, blah. Headline, Judge blocks administration from deporting non-citizens to third world countries without due process. April 18th, 2025. Dude, they are just summing up the whole situation is all that happened. He didn't just do it again and continue doing what he's doing and ignoring them. That's not what's happening here. But I'm glad that we could read that through together.
You know what we're talking about, but I do share your concerns in those areas. In your testimony, you mentioned that the budget refocuses the unaccompanied alien children program on its core mission of sheltering unaccompanied alien
Yeah,
children.
on
while also
Monday he
protecting them
did,
from
but then,
child
oh my
trafficking.
God, dude, do we? We're not gonna do it. I'm not gonna write the timeline out for you. Yeah, Monday, and then Tuesday, the Supreme Court stepped in. You think the Constitution would be good enough for that, right? Like the Constitution is like right there. Everybody just fucking follow it. It's there to be the guardrails. That's why people aren't supposed to worry. Say, hey, at least when they want to try to do something unconstitutional or like wrong that you shouldn't be doing in the U.S., at least there's guardrails to make sure you can't do things that way. Well, you can do things that way until a judge says stop it. So these, to me, it's more about the intent. What are you wanting to do? What are you trying to do? Oh, you're trying to get things done that would violate the U.S. Constitution? Like, all right, great to know where your intentions lie. It's just like I said, he's testing the walls out, and he's going to see how far he can stretch and get away with things. It says people, not citizens. Correct. That's basic human decency. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no one's fucking illegal. It's fucking weird to think that just you could have people that were born and raised here, and you're just like, fuck them. Like, dude. But you're like, oh, but their parents should have known the right way. Then it says more about you than about than needs to be said. And we know who you are. You're not the patriots you think you are if you're totally for warping the Constitution. Like I said, it says more about you than you think. That's it. It doesn't change my position with where we sit at lunch,
And labor exploitation. I have been very vocal on this issue Since I first went to the OOR intake at Fort Bliss a number of years ago, at this location, immigration authorities conducted no collaboration with law enforcement to sufficiently vet sponsors of unaccompanied minor children. We must do and implement real background checks, not just a search on the internet, FBI fingerprinting, and if we can't do live home studies, which would be
I hope a
required,
search
at
on the
least in
internet's
Commonwealth
never
of Virginia, where I've
constituted as a
practiced
background
investigating
check.
for a number of years, and if we're not going to do live home studies, let's at least implement a
Most are trying to
process
do
where
that,
we
and some are now
notify the
cheering for
local
them to
school
round up. Yeah, no,
divisions
it's really fucking weird.
or
Yeah,
child
they're saying,
welfare
yeah, go to their workplace,
agencies
take them away, and
when
things
a
like that.
child
Like I
is
said, it
placed
just
with a
says more about
sponsor
the
in
people
their
saying it out
jurisdiction.
loud than
Because right
anything. It's
now,
like
or
never doubted
prior
that
to
there
this
were like,
administration, they
you
were
know,
being
like
displaced,
this in this world we've had people like
nobody in the
Nazis
local
and like
community knew
worse
they'd been
and things
placed
like
there. So then
like
none of
real
the child
shit
welfare
people.
agencies or the
So
school
it's
systems would be
like,
looking for
and
that
here we
child.
are with the computers and
And,
things like that. It's
will
no
you
doubt
work
that
with
we're going
me
to see
make
that.
sure that
Like
we
we will
improve
see the
system,
pieces
or
of
if
shit.
you already have a plan, can you explain it to us?
We already have.
Oh, things are getting crazy out of hand, and then with AI stirring things
Because
about
my
like
time is
it's going to be
running out, I got one more to
unprecedented
get
what
to.
these next
If you
5
could
years
just share
hold.
that with me later, I'd appreciate it.
I can share very briefly right now.
Well, I'm about
And
to
like-
run out of
like-
time. It's
like-
probably
like that,
Chairman
like-
gavel me down.
like-
So if you can do that later, that'd be great. I
Like-
am concerned
like-
about FDA
like.
embracing flexible authorities that we've given them. You did some stuff yesterday to get flexibility. I'm very concerned about Huntington's. In particular, I have 2 families that I know personally who are afflicted with this disease.
What up, Dubs?
I want to make sure that we have a good process of flexibility at the FDA. When there aren't other treatments available, it's worth taking the risk on something new that has some promise of being flexible. Would you agree with that, sir?
Good morning,
We are fast-tracking.
everybody.
We're expanding the use of compassionate use. We want to get medicines that.
Get that medicine out there as fast as we can. I appreciate that. I'm
Remains
sorry I
in
had to cut
full
you off, but
force
we're all
and
running on
effect,
time. I yield back.
notwithstanding today's
Gentleman yields. The chair
state
now
of
recognizes the
the.
gentlelady from Michigan, Representative
I don't think you
Dingell, for
finished your
5
sentence
minutes
there,
of
buddy.
questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And like many here, Mr. Secretary, I have many questions.
And again,
I'm gonna go to an issue
the
we
ruling
agree on
made
in a
by
minute, how we're gonna
the
lower
Supreme
drug
Court
prices.
was doing nothing
But
more
before
than
I do that,
saying
I want to
like
invite you to come
about
to the University of Michigan,
that issue
which
that
is
was not
one
even in the
of,
country.
the
It
nation's
was at a
leading
U.S.
recipients
base.
of NIH funding. You mentioned it here, but didn't talk about how much they're driving innovation and keeping the United States at the forefront.
Are you
of
saying you
biomedical
tried to?
research. Every week that I'm home, I meet with a group of
Dude, oh my
scientists
God,
who
we've
are
gone
doing
over this shit, dude.
liver,
Fucking the
cancer,
judge
pancreatic
tried,
cancer,
and then the Supreme
ovarian
Court
cancer,
said
brain
no.
cancer, diabetes, burn pits, and mental health. Groundbreaking that's just frozen. And we're going to lose a generation of researchers. And I want you to hear about
Dude,
the work and how
you
worried about
can't
they are,
ignore the
because this
fucking
country
Supreme
has
Court.
led
It
for
makes
the
no
last
fucking
decades
sense.
in innovation and technology.
Well, like, I
And
guess
we
you can't
cannot
as
lose that. So
president.
please,
That's
can
for
we
sure.
work together to make sure
That happened.
the research that has to
Um,
happen does.
District
Congressman,
Judge
I
in
will
Orange
work
SCOTUS,
absolutely with you.
stay.
You can call me in my
I really
office
don't know what you
if
mean by,
have
like, you're
any
gonna have to show me something that
studies that
contradicts
have
that
to be
still,
cut.
like,
I
literally
have a
what you
lot.
brought to
I'm
me
going
Call me up
doesn't
and we'll
even
talk
say
about
that.
'em, and I'll get you answers on all of them.
Deal, thank you. But now,
Oh yeah,
let's talk
definite,
about
a
the issue we
so he
agree
quotes
on,
the
which
dissent.
is
Yeah, there's
lowering how we're
definitely a
gonna
big
lower
dissent in
drug
this
prices.
country.
The issue
Yes,
of
this
Lowering
shit's getting
drug
warped.
prices for American consumers.
They're
This
putting
is
their
why
their
Democrats
little
worked so
checker
hard
pieces in
to pass
place.
the Inflation Reduction Act and create the Medicare Drug Price Negotiation Program, which provided you, the Secretary, with the authority to negotiate pharmaceutical companies to lower drug prices for the Medicare program.
Oh
Do you
my
support the
God.
drug price negotiation program and commit to using the tools and
all right.
authorities
Well,
provided to
find me
you
something
under
that
the
says
law
that.
to drive down prescription
So you're saying
drug
if he's
costs
quoting
for
dissent,
Why don't we
it
using
must
every
mean
tool
that you're
that's given to
you're
us,
trying to
and
decipher things on your own,
President
and
Trump
I don't know if
has
you've got
ordered me to do something
the
that no
sharp
other president
like
has,
if you're
which
able to
is,
do that so
to
far, like you weren't even
establish
able to
across
tell
the
that that
board
whole
most favored
article
nations
was
so that
something
we're not
from
paying
like
the
just
worst, and
wrapping
Europeans are-
up what's
we're in
happened already.
negotiations right
Like
now
you
today
you
with the
literally
drug
thought like you moved your
companies over
goalpost
that
already.
We're going to be able to lower drug prices during this administration.
But he's quoting dissent. There's
more
dissent.
than any
Yes.
administration in history.
So, you know, I agree with you. Just for the record, I offered that amendment in committee when we were doing
Thank you,
reconciliation.
Congresswoman.
And every Democrat voted for it, and I love my friends, but they voted against it. Just going to make that point. But can
All
you
right, well, then let's work together on it.
deal? But can you tell me how? I want to
Let's
understand
work
how you intend
together.
to get drug manufacturers to comply and lower their U.S. prices. Will you require manufacturers to align their U.S. prices with those overseas? And if so, how will you enforce it?
How do I, we're going to get it, we have a number of sticks and we have a number of carrots.
All right, we want to work with you. We
I'm
gotta
even going to
I'm
go
happy
just
to
as
go
far
with
for you, and I'm going to
I'm with
ask,
ya.
did the
So-
judge do
Complex
anything after
negotiation.
SCOTUS
that.
ignoring
It's
the
gonna take
ruling?
Not only cooperation with the drug companies, but cooperation with the European community, with Canada, with Japan, with Australia.
Oh, hey, man. You know what? I will say sorry in the sense of there is something to read about. Liberal, Chimam, welcome. So, all right, Boiler, I will apologize. Something else was found. What Judge Murphy did after SCOTUS paused his injunction, issued a new order. Even though SCOTUS stayed his April injunction, Murphy immediately reaffirmed protections. Okay, brother, I do apologize. I kind of went at you pretty hard about that, and I will admit I feel foolish about it. There is something here. All right, so what we got? Okay, so this guy issued a new order. Even though they stayed his April injunction, Murphy immediately reaffirmed protections for the 8 immigrants held in Dubai. Like, again, like this is about bullshit. It's not even in the U.S. He ordered that they remain protected pending proceedings, and they must be allowed to raise safety concerns, including reasonable fear interviews and minimum 15-day window. He essentially drew a line in the sand. These specific individuals still merit due process, stay in place. Okay, that's what you're saying, stay in place. Okay. Threatened contempt proceedings. Murphy didn't pull punches. He warned the government that further violations could land officials in criminal contempt, calling their actions hurried and confused and plainly insufficient. Oh, dude, all right. So this guy's sticking to his guns that he is saying, like what I am saying is so legal and you guys are confused about it. All right. Wait, were those lines drawn under like, yeah, SCOTUS is supposed to be like, you know, obviously non-bipartisan, but is 6-3 like where the court leans like, you know, right judges and all that? Let's see, accepted litigation moves within hours. The SCOTUS stay. Lawyers from Dubai, migrants filed motions with Murphy requesting continued protections, including a demand that the men be brought back to the U.S. soil so they can assert their legal rights. Murphy didn't fold. He doubled down on his protections for the migrants in Dubai. Despite Supreme Court pause, he signaled he is ready to hold officials in contempt if they cross the line again. And he's moving the legal chess pieces. Lawyers are already asking him to demand that the detainees be returned. All right, yeah, okay. Well, I'm okay with that if he thinks he literally has something to go off of, but I'm not usually for people needing to. Oh, I didn't even know you could do that. We're gonna have to look into that one a little bit more. Let's see. Is this a legal thing? Able to to make an order that contradicts SCOTUS? Short answer, no. A lower federal judge like Brian Murphy cannot legally issue an order that contradicts the Supreme Court ruling. But what's happening here is more nuance. The Judge Murphy is walking a tight legal and constitutional line, now not outright defying SCOTUS. Here's how it works. Supreme Court, final word. When SCOTUS stays or overrules a lower court's decision, it's binding nationwide. Period. Lower courts can't ignore it, override it, or reissue the same order. Okay. Now, what's happening here is what Murphy can do and did narrow the scope of his orders. Okay, so he didn't just reaffirm what he did. He had to go back to the drawing board. Instead of reasserting the block nationwide injunctions, Murphy applied case-specific protections just for them. Oh, yeah, exactly. It's this fucking special case. Everything, like, I truly believe everything is situational. The judge, like, when he says the judges were rushed, like, feels rushed on this, because they're thinking on a nationwide level that this wouldn't be a, like, you know, like, this won't fly nationwide. But if it's a situational thing and he's talking about just these 8 people, then they might find out that it's going to be okay with that. Like, I don't think we're going to find an issue with, like, the next thing is SCOTUS going to have an issue with that. Let's see. Is this legal? Yes, for now. It could trigger another Supreme Court slapdown if it crosses the line. Does this cross the line? cross a constitutional line. Now, and if anything's gonna fucking know how to break down like anything, fucking AI breaking down the Constitution, does this cross a constitutional line? Not yet, but it's dangerously close to the edge. Let's break it down. So you live life based on, no, that's a weird thing to fucking just assume right off the fucking bat. I didn't have Chat GPT till like a while ago. Like, I was still living and like had my same things before that. But no, completely, yes, I utilize AI in 2025. Yes, I do. And then, but I don't just take it for its word. I also take it with how many sources they have and which sources. So it's all taken into account. My morning today? Nah, dude, I was just trying to watch this and you brought all this shit up. And so we like say thank you for diving into it for you. Real talk, why this matters. This is separation of powers issue. SCOTUS has the final say on what the Constitution means. Oh, yeah. Wait. Where's the answer? Okay. Does this cross the line? No, not yet. Okay. So that's good. What Judge Murphy's allowed to do, what he's not allowed to do. Yeah, he's not allowed to overrule or defy Supreme Court, which he didn't. Reasserts an injunction that has been stayed. In the way, yeah, he didn't see black doors, repackaging the order. Yeah, he went back to the drawing board with it. Oh, 100%, man. I hear you on that. And like actually that's a very curious thing to be like, you know, at least brought up about. Like, I would have been like, what the fuck, like really kind of concerned if this judge was like, no, I want it back on nationwide. I would have been like, well, that's not able to happen. Why are we like breaking rules right now? Like, that's not, like, you cannot defy the Supreme Court. But a judge doing this, like, this is laws every day. This is how you do. You go back and forth and you fucking narrow it down nitty gritty. And and then the main thing this guy's going for, he's just like, it was a situational thing with these 8 people fucking not even in the U.S. They do, but they can be appealed to review their previous decisions. Dude, like, fucking, they gotta relook at fucking Roe v. Wade is what they gotta fucking relook at. But we have a fucking president that got like rigged in there in a sense, like to specifically rig the fucking Supreme Court, which is worse than fucking going back and forth on presidents, because it's too fucking God damn, dude. It's insane. Like, why did fucking Republicans have to be like, hey, Mena, welcome to the family? Why do Republicans have to do the whole thing where like, oh, it's so close to the end, it would be so fucked up if they put in a Supreme Court justice this close to elections. Whoever wins the White House seat should choose the SCOTUS, and then fucking does 180 and fucking like backstabs like everybody. And they're like, haha, you guys, like, we like fucking Democrats could have played by the rules and just done it. But like, no, we want to try to have this president for what we do. And like, oh, look how like fucking gentlemanly we are with the rules, and like not even rules, unspoken rules, and respecting the other part. Like, it was weird. Let's see. Yeah, that makes no sense. They don't need the Senate to like do this or that. You just give your nomination. Funny you said that right as I typed law. Yeah, is that what it was? Yeah, Roe. Yeah. Do I think Roe would come back? Not at this fucking rate, dude. At this rate right now, like I give like the U.S. another 80 to 100 years of surviving. Like, I don't think we'll last longer than Rome. Like, not at this fucking rate. Like, we've already seen how fucking empires rise and fall and shit. Yeah, not with the current court. Hell no, not at all. Like, no, it's like, yeah, I don't really believe it. We already outlasted Rome, right? No, dude, Rome lasted fucking forever. No, dude, we did not outlast Rome. How long? Like, what did we celebrate? Like, we're like 300 years old or something. How long did Rome last? Rome lasted over 20, for over 2,200 years, various forms of Rome. So the first Rome was 244. That was the very first. Then Roman Republic. was 482 years. The Roman Empire Western was 503 years. Yeah. The Eastern Empire, Rome, 1100 years. Yeah, so there's the total lifespan, but like the Roman Empire was 500 years. Like we're not going to last longer than fucking Rome did. Not like I said, at this rate, like we're already on shaky foundation. Yeah, Roman Empire, 200 years. Or actually, did I say longer than that? Roman Empire, 500 years. Yes, correct. Do you think the U.S. was older than Rome was? Like, did you really think that? Like, that's crazy.
Our Republican colleagues to support us. Do you expect to reach manufacturer agreements on a negotiated price by November 1, as required by the statute, on time for seniors to be able to benefit from these lower drug prices at the pharmacy counter by January 1, 2027?
We are on time at this point. I don't know.
At this point,
We're on
bothers
time.
me. So can we just work together to ensure it's done by November
Yes,
1?
absolutely.
Thank
I
you.
look forward to it.
Do you commit to rejecting administrative changes to the IRA that are contrary to your stated goal of driving
offense,
down
I think we should
prescription
not
drug
see
prices
soda
for the
up here.
American people?
Well, we are going to drive down prescription drug prices. I don't know what provisions you're talking about. If it's the negotiation provisions, as I said, we are doing that right now.
Thanks. And let me ask you, because we're going to run out of time, how does this commitment to lowering drug prices square with the administration's proposal to extend the period that small molecule drugs are excluded from negotiation from 9 to 13 years, thereby keeping drug prices higher for Medicare beneficiaries for an additional 4 years of these drugs?
I'm not sure what your question is.
I wanted to like wait till there was an opportune moment to comment on your comment, Mena, about saying he never knows what they're talking about. And then he's like, I don't understand.
Thereby keeping drug prices higher for Medicare beneficiaries for an additional 4 years of these drugs.
I'm not sure what your question is.
Well, you've made it, you're, some of the companies that we want to lower those drugs, you've excluded them from negotiations from 9 to 13 years on their patents. So that's going to keep it higher for Medicare beneficiaries. We're not going to be able to negotiate on a lot of drugs that seniors are taking.
Well, I mean, we're negotiating all drugs across the board. So, I mean, our
I'm going to hold you to
central
that. We're going to
focus-
work together. 'cause
Oh, yeah,
we
we're gonna
gotta
hold them
lower
to
the
that.
cost of
Fuck
drugs
yeah.
for the American people.
We're going
Thank
to
you.
lower the cost,
Thank you.
not
Lady
rise
goes
the
back.
cost
The chair
elsewhere to
now
make it
recognizes the
fair.
gentleman from Florida, Representative Bill Rackus, for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Mr.
By
Chair.
all
I
means,
appreciate
if
it
you
very
can pull
much.
that off,
Thanks for
try it.
holding this
Without
hearing.
putting us further in
Lord,
debt,
thank
go
you,
ahead, buddy.
Mr. Secretary, for your service to our country, and thanks for being here today. Secretary Kennedy, one of the
Oh,
areas
the whole
that I'm
cabinet.
passionate about
Yeah.
is the need for the U.S. to continue.
Do I think
leading
Trump was
the
elected
world in
legally?
Developing innovative.
I'm not 100% sure as far as I've seen so far.
This is
Yeah.
particularly important and
Like,
challenging
I know
in
he,
the area
like,
of
for a
rare
fact he tried
disease
stealing
and
2020.
ultra-rare
Like, we all know that.
where
Like, I
cures
like to
and
think we all know that.
treatments
The
can
fake
be
slate of
much
electors,
harder
like,
because
you know,
of the
going to
economic
jail over it and having to
regulatory
talk over
hurdles,
it, and
to
then
develop
firing the
treatments
people
for
overlooking it,
these,
you know.
very small populations. One important tool in promoting this drug development is the FDA's Rare Pediatric Disease Priority Review Voucher Program, which has led to the approval of over 50 treatments for 39 different rare pediatric diseases, 36 of which had no FDA approval treatments before the program began. I was very pleased to see the President's FDA budget allocate funding for this priority.
The only reason I could say
voucher
it's questionable is because
program, and I have
we've already
bipartisan
seen him try to rig
legislation
one
that would
election.
fully
That's the only reason I can
reauthorize
say
the
that.
program
Haven't seen
for
anything
years
yet
to come.
to show that
So
so
the
much,
question is,
but like
Mr.
this time
Secretary,
around, so I'm like
will you commit
not
to
concerned
working
about
with
this
me
time because
to
nothing's
ensure
been
this
found or
critical
seen so far as I'm aware.
PRV
But we know for a fact he's tried to rig an
for
election
American
before, so it's
innovators
only
develop new
reasonable to be a
treatments
little
for
hesitant in
children
the back of my
with
head.
rare diseases.
But
And
like,
can you
I'm not saying
elaborate
like, oh,
on
it's
any
the only way he
additional
could have won.
initiatives that
No,
HHS
like,
foresees
people
implementing
we saw
further
more people
accelerate
didn't
the
want to vote
approval
this time
of
than last time.
life-saving
So
treatments.
like
Yeah, I mean,
people
this
were
is
like more fed
another
up with it than
priority for
anything,
us.
and they ended up by being
I
fed up with
met
it,
2
just handed
weeks
it right back
ago
to them.
with, CEOs and investors in the, from the biologic space, which are developing rare disease drugs. I was down in South Carolina about a month ago with Senator Tim Scott, inaugurating a innovative program to provide sickle cell disease to every person on Medicaid in South Carolina. There's 356,000 Black Americans who have sickle cell. It's an agonizing disease. It's just one of those diseases that we're talking about. In the big, beautiful bill, there's a provision that will relax some of the regulatory impediments for getting approval.
Katie,
from
welcome to the
FDA
family.
For rare diseases, and I urge you to take a look at that and support it.
Oh
And
shit, I'm not
we're-
sharing.
And Marty McCary now as the director.
Everyone's
of
like, why do
FDA
I fucking hear
is
RFK?
on a listening tour around the country, meeting with the innovators. who are
Pinky,
developing
Nikki, welcome to
rare
the family.
disease innovations. We are going to try to fast track that approval. We're using AI to fast track it. We're using an expansion of the compassionate use exemptions to expand it. And it's something that we talk about every day at HHS.
Very good, thank you. I have a question. 95%.
Where's that big,
the
beautiful
rare
bill
diseases,
at?
95%.
Because it's better without the video. Does it kind of come off that
Sure.
way,
So,
like just
uh,
background noise?
I-
Does
I
it? Let me
really-
know.
Thanks for
If
making
it
that a
feels
priority. I
like
look
it's
forward to
more
working with you.
of a flow
Another
this way,
question. I'm also encouraged to hear about
I'll
the
keep it down.
announcement last week to launch the Commissioner's National Priority Voucher Program, which aims
However,
to
it didn't
increase
matter in
drug
the states. It did
development
happen. Yeah.
in the areas the
Let's
FDA
see.
deems
20
to
million
be in
electors
support
just
of
disappeared?
use
No, they
of
just didn't
national
vote.
interests, which is so important. We saw this mechanism work successfully with the Operation Warp Speed.
Wait,
and
20
other
million
efforts that
electors?
the Trump
Wait, what? I don't
administration,
think it was
the
by
Trump
that much.
administration has done
He only lost
to
by a
get
pinch.
red tape and
Did really that many
bureaucracy
less vote
out
this
of the
year?
way and instead focus on accelerating gold standard science to develop cures. So the question is, I know I don't have a lot of time, can you speak further on the need for the National Priority Voucher Program and how HHS will broadly ensure
No, it's not even that. It's more stupid than that. It's the one big beautiful bill.
here in America.
We're using that program now.
Yeah, 1/3 didn't vote. That's
We're very
normal a little
excited
bit
about it
because
it crashes through the red tape.
like what is it? We every year
It
like a little
facilitates
bit
very
more
rapid
people are voting, a
approval
little
of
bit
these
more
drugs.
for
We've
sure.
already applied it to a
But yeah,
number
a
of new
third
drugs,
just were
and,
like,
it's
fuck it,
something
dude, I
that
got
we're
soccer
going
on or something,
to,
I don't know.
As I said, use extensively. So I appreciate your support on that.
The total votes casted was
And,
158
I'm happy to
million
work
in
with you on that.
2020, and then in
appreciate it very much. I don't have a
2024,
lot of time, so I'll
155.
yield
So we're
back.
missing
But thank you
three-
again for thinking outside the
3.2
box.
million.
That's what it
So
takes.
not 20 million voters.
Gentleman
3.2
yields.
million voters decided not to
Gentleman
vote.
yields. The chair now recognizes the gentlelady from Illinois, Representative Kelly, for 5
Two,
minutes. to
20
question.
million electors disappeared.
Mr.
That is
Chairman,
just
and thank you,
weird.
Secretary
Like, where have you heard
Kelly,
that? What is
for
that one?
our
I want to know what you're
committee.
talking about.
I'm pleased to see a focus
Yeah,
on
oh,
food
sorry,
as
Pinky. Yeah, this is
medicine
live
and the
right now.
well-being of all Americans, and
I'm
the
probably
FY
like a
26
few minutes
budget,
behind.
an
I'm
issue
12
of
minutes
mutual
behind
interest
just for
and
pauses and
concern.
going, but
I'm
trying
deeply
to catch
troubled,
what we can.
however, by so many things happening at HHS.
By the way, guys,
under
while
your
you're out there
leadership,
chilling, thank you for
especially
finding
your
Positively
ill-informed
Diverse here.
decision to reverse
If you're
existing
liking what you're hearing and
recommendations
just
for pregnant
liking the
women
chill time
and
here in
healthy
this morning,
children to
please
receive
tap
the
your screens, guys.
COVID-19
That helps us go
vaccine.
far. It
The
gets us
chair of the
recognition up on that
American
For You
Academy of
page, and it makes the
Pediatrics Committee on
conversations
Infectious
also open up
Diseases
to more
described your
people that come
decision as
scrolling
really
on by, and we
concerning
can get
and
more
taking away
perspective in
choice.
here.
The
What I
American
like to do
College
here
of
is it's not about
Obstetricians
winning
and
debates, it's about
Gynecologists
getting
and the
perspective.
March of Dimes
And
have
but
also
what we also
welcomed
like
that
to do is
decision.
fact check.
Chairman, I have two
Fact
items
check
to
up the
insert
ass.
into the record. ACOG's statement on HHS recommendations.
Yeah, we got a
regarding
chill
the
place here, don't we?
COVID-19 vaccine during pregnancy, or the COVID vaccine during pregnancy, and also RFK Jr. says COVID shots no longer.
Oh, he's not even here. I was
kids
literally
and
just
pregnant
about to go. I was
Yeah,
looking to see if
objection?
he was still here. Who was
Due to my
it?
limited
Ball.
time,
I was
ask
about to
you
just give him
please
props
respond to
for
my questions with a
kicking
yes
so
or
long.
no. Mrs. Secretary, does HHS
Just me.
COVID-19
Welcome to the
vaccine
family, man.
webpage reflect the
Jen, welcome to the
department's
family as
view on
well. Here's your chance,
COVID-19
guys. Here's
vaccine?
your time to hit that follow button. Get your shout out.
We,
Yes or no?
first of all, what you said was wrong. We're not depriving anybody of choice.
Yeah, of
If
course,
a
bro.
pregnant woman wants the
And you love
COVID-19
deprogramming
vaccine,
my
she
brain?
can.
Yeah, I like I
Moreover,
I like to do
recommending it
anything
reveals
to
no
every day.
science supporting
You
that
know, I want to believe as I
There's
want to believe as
study
many
after
true things
study
as
that
possible and
shows,
as few false
adverse
things as
effects. One
possible.
study,
So every day
27
I want to
adverse
help
events
continue honing that
during
in
pregnancy from
and
that
I'm
keep
gonna
campaign.
fact
interrupt you
checking,
'cause I
guys.
need to reclaim
Especially
Another
with the age
study
of AI,
shows
man.
an increase in miscarriage. There's
I
no
just
safety
read the-
data for it, so we're not going to recommend
not
it to
true.
people
We have
when
a-
don't have safety
We have a
data.
pediatrician that is on this
You
committee.
have been
not
yapping,
true.
Jen.
I'm-
Yapping all day.
I'll go
I'm
back to,
joking.
does
You've been chill.
HHS
Thanks for
COVID-19
tapping, guys. Thank you so
vaccine
much. That
webpage
number is
reflect the
just flying
department's
up. That is
view?
awesome.
Viewpoint on COVID-19 vaccines, please, yes or no?
2,200 taps, everybody.
I didn't
We also got
understand the
15 new
question
family
you're
members today
asking.
and this
If-
morning, so that is awesome. I love that.
HHS's
But yeah, the tabs, like I said, is what get
COVID-19
more people coming
webpage
by on the more on the
reflect
For You
the
page
department's
suggested.
viewpoint
And
on
share it with your friends, share it with your mom,
COVID-19
share it with your dad, share it with your dog.
I imagine it does. I haven't seen the website.
You haven't seen HHS's COVID-19 vaccine.
No, I haven't read the
Well, it's
entire.
kind of troubling that you're unaware of
Is
what
he
your
still
own
on you?
department's website states
here,
on the
let's see.
safety and efficacy of the vaccination. Let me read it directly to you.
Actually, I'm wondering.
COVID-19
I know you were
vaccines
saying it
are
was nice
safe and
without it,
effective.
but how would it
COVID-19
be if I
vaccines are
had?
available to everyone 6 months and older.
Here, actually,
Getting
this might be nice.
vaccinated-
Look at this.
Vaccinated is the best way to help protect people from COVID-19. Get vaccinated if you haven't.
Look at
Chairman,
that.
I have the
Dude,
paper
how's that
copy of the
look? That
website
looks dope,
to
right?
insert into
Just like
the
that.
record. COVID vaccine 19.
Does that work out?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Without objection?
Okay.
Without
And
objection.
again, yes or no?
As I said,
Yes or no, within the past 45 days, has the CDC recommended COVID vaccinations for people at high risk? Yes or no?
I like that. Yeah, thumbs up on that one,
I
right?
don't have
Thank you,
those
Edwards. Yeah.
yes.
So in fact, on May 12th,
Dude, fuck yeah,
2025,
subtitles.
CDC stated in its
I grew up not
interim
liking them, and then
clinical
all of a sudden I'm like, I
considerations
need
for
them,
use
and
of
now I'm like, I can't be
COVID-19
without them.
vaccines in the United States, and I quote, COVID-19
It was like learning to
vaccinations
enjoy
recommended for
onions on my
everyone aged
burger.
6 months and older in the U.S. CDC goes on to state that vaccination is
Even Katie's like,
especially
"Fuck
important
yeah,
for a number of
subtitles."
certain groups of people, including pregnant women, in order to protect themselves and their infants. Also, I'm inserting into the record.
I forgot. I
a
got
link
buttons
copy
too,
of
so
the
whenever he
website.
says something
Don't
weird, I'll be like,
recommend COVID vaccines for pregnant women or for children.
Excuse me?
We do not recommend it for pregnant women or children.
I just read, especially important for a number of certain groups of people, including pregnant women, in order to protect themselves and their infants. I'm inserting into the
I feel like
record the
mine grew out of
following
watching
copy of the
anime. Yeah,
website.
no, same.
May
You know what?
12th,
Actually, that's probably
2025.
what did it. Anime for
COVID-19
sure.
vaccines and
That's yeah. That was one of my
vaccinations.
stepping stones.
Without objection.
It appears CDC was not consulted, given that it took days for them to update their immunization schedule to reflect your new policy. I'd like to insert into the record a Washington Post story reiterating this. CDC blindsided as RFK Jr. changes COVID-19 vaccine recommendations.
Boom.
Okay, once
Doing it
again, yes or
without the
no?
fucking
Did you consult
doctors.
CDC before changing vaccine policy related to COVID-19 vaccine as it relates to pregnancy?
We absolutely consult CDC on
They.
every policy.
I just
regarding
said how you.
vaccination.
They said you didn't.
Different than what? I yield back.
She's like, what can I
yields,
fucking
the
say to
chair
that?
now
I
recognizes the
just let you
gentleman
know
from
how the
Texas,
CDC
Representative
said they
Crenshaw,
did
for 5
not get a
minutes
heads up.
requested.
Dude, was that
Thank you,
another
Mr.
lie?
Secretary, for being
Like, did he
here.
just straight up lie
Saw
again?
you were in my district recently for an Ironman in the Woodlands. You might be asked for a lot of commitments today. Maybe one I'll ask of you.
Oh,
is
God,
to
you look so
get a good
fucking weird.
workout in with me at one point. I have a couple issues I care about. A few, actually. Direct primary care being one of them. So I'd like to start with that. I think we need direct primary care for a lot of reasons, and I've expressed those reasons on this committee many times. It's an affordable, flat fee for full access. to primary
All I
care
can I don't know if you guys watch
Your choice.
Always
and I
Sunny.
believe it's the future model for
All I can think about is the
primary
fake
care.
eye.
But for some reason, it's barely touched Medicaid, and that's a problem I've tried to fix. We have a bipartisan bill that has done that, the Medicaid Primary Care Improvement Act. It would make it clear in federal law that states could reimburse direct primary care providers directly. It passed the House last year, but never made it through the Senate, as many good things do not. I just would like to ask you, will you work with us and with CMS to issue guidance or maybe launch a
Many good
pilot
things do not
program
pass
allowing
Senate,
state
bro. Don't
Medicaid
you, like,
programs to
have the
integrate
Senate right
direct
now?
primary care models into their benefit design?
By the way,
Yes,
guys,
and
we're
in
also
fact,
streaming this on
Congressman
YouTube
Crenshaw,
live. So if you
it
come
was in,
later in and you want to watch
there
everything
was
with
a
us and
direct
see the discussions that
primary
have happened, you
care
can find us at Positively Diverse on
provision in
YouTube,
the Big
everybody.
Beautiful bill that was under the HSA provision. I believe that provision was approved by Congress.
It passed out of this
It
House.
passed,
this
and then was
committee.
moved by the Senate.
We are trying to convince the
we're
Senate
hoping
to
to get
keep
it
it
back
in.
in at some
I'm
point.
glad, with your support, maybe they'll keep it in. That's great to hear. And I appreciate your support on that issue. I want to talk about regenerative
Janine,
medicine
welcome.
also.
I see you found us.
It's a
You click something and you click something and you
medicine
found
therapy.
us.
I think
Welcome.
you'd agree with this. These aren't hypothetical solutions. They're using the patient's own cells.
How's your morning
they're-
going?
They're autologous cell therapies. They're using the
Don't
patient's
forget to hit that
own
follow button.
cells
Become part of the
to,
family, all right? Don't want to lose us.
some pretty amazing therapies and outcomes for people. As Secretary, what steps might HHS take to modernize that regulatory architecture for regenerative medicine, particularly for cell and tissue therapies that don't
Welcome to
neatly
the
fall
family,
into
Brittany.
existing biologic classifications? And I introduced legislation which passed the House yesterday, actually, that gives the FDA the opportunity to use the best science to update that policy. Would you work with us on getting that done?
Yeah, absolutely. And I had another roundtable on cell and gene therapy up at FDA headquarters with all of the leaders in that industry. It's something Marty McCary is deeply interested in. Jay Bhattacharya is. We want to keep the United States the hub, the scientific hub for developing cell and gene therapy.
Oh, excuse me.
It is the medicine of the future.
Followed on YouTube, Pink? Oh, fuck yeah.
and
Thank
we're
you so much for
absolutely
hunting us down. Means a
I
lot.
appreciate that. Another interest of mine, and I think we've had some legislative success as well.
Dude, funding always helps. I don't know why people think of like
use of,
taking away funding. Like, oh,
psychedelics
this
for
isn't
assisted
working, so
therapy
take
for
away
conditions like
money from it.
PTSD,
Dude, just
depression,
re-regulate, like, just
what steps do you plan on
redistribute the
taking
money
to
within it
accelerate that
better,
domestic
or like
research,
help out
clinical
that way,
trial
not just
access,
take
and
away
safe
funding.
deployment of these kind of therapies
It's a
for-
weird ass
for
backward way to
trauma-related
go about fixing
disorders?
things.
We are.
Hey, this
we are
clock's not
launching
working.
clinical
All right,
trials
first let's
now
smash
on
it, and then we'll
that
find
at
out what
FDA.
gear's
I
not
think there are
working.
11
Like, what the
clinical
fuck?
trials at the VA going on at this point, particularly for our service members, retired service members. It's critically important that we make sure that the science on this is solid. And, the preliminary
Dude,
results
ICE has
are
got to
very,
start
very
getting, I hate to say it
encouraging,
like
and it's
this, but
something that
ICE has
we
to
wanna
start getting
pursue.
treated as if they were actual people, masked, jumping out of vehicles, taking people. What do? Stand up as a community and fucking jump those fucking people is what you do. Because like everyone's going, oh, how do you stand there with a camera while you watch a crime happen and things like that? And that's like the shit going on because like, dude, like this is no different than any fucking gang put together in the U.S. could like go out and do. Like what? Now all of a sudden, like you can like what imitate ICE and you can get away with fucking kidnapping people off the street. Like that's some fucked up shit, dude. The whole point of being transparency, having yourself fucking announced and things like that, badge shown and things like that, is to be like to know it's legit. Like that's what that is for.
Marty
Agree, and then-
McCary has told me that we don't want to wait 2 years.
I would not
to
fucking
get
doubt
this
that.
done.
People
These are
pretend, yeah.
people
Oh
who
my god,
badly
dude,
need
fuck this,
some
dude.
kind of therapy. Nothing
We're in the
else is
age
working
of
for them.
fake AI and fake
This
ICE
line of
agents.
Therapeutics has tremendous advantage if given in a clinical setting.
We should get
and
let's get
we are
ICE
working
costs
very
and fucking
hard to make
infiltrate.
sure that happens
Dude,
within
no
12
joke.
months.
If you dressed up as
that's-
ICE,
that's
like
great to
legit,
hear.
like tactically and everything, and they started
Put on
running
your notes
away,
as
like
well.
you know how they've
The
been
FDA
getting
did
chased into their cars and
draft,
running away. You could jump in that car
issued
with them
draft
and fucking. Like,
guidance
I'm
on
just
clinical
saying,
guidelines for these
you could get on.
therapies
You
2
could
years ago.
like. They're gonna be like,
Finalizing
"Who
that,
are
I think,
you,
would be helpful
mate?
for-
Like,
for
who
the
knows? You just keep your
industry. So
fucking
they
mask
have been
on. They won't
forward-leaning,
go questioning. Who the
but I
fuck
think
knows?
finalizing that would be helpful for the industry.
Yeah, bro. What up,
I'm
Will?
running out of
Yeah, I'm
time,
watching this
but
bullshit.
Maybe for the record, you could help us with this. In my
They
bill,
need
it's
to wear
section
masks. You can't hunt
723
them
of the
down because
FY24
you know that thing they're
NDAA,
doing
that's
that
where we
everybody
got
fucking
the,
hates. You know, because they're doing it like
money and the
illegally and shit like
mandate
that.
for
They
DoD
might
to
get
do these
fucking
clinical
traced down and shit like
And,
that. Well, don't go ordering your people to
part
do
of their
shit
own
that
guidance was to work
the
with
majority of the
NIH,
country's not
and
fucking
I'd like to
down
figure
with,
out how
like
that
to that
relationship
like
is looking and what
that far.
NIH
And
is
maybe you don't need
doing
to fucking
along
worry.
with the
Just do it legally. That's all we have a fucking problem with. Just do it fucking legally. I would have loved if they stick with their own words and just went after fucking criminals first, but they're like, oh, did we mention it? It was just the first 3 months. And like, god damn, dude. And then fucking Doge was fucking pointless with the fucking spending bill that they got proposed. Like, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. Dude, fucking Proud Boys, like, should be like fucking, what is those, like how, is the KKK like fucking a terrorist group yet? Like, goddamn. Funny how the president said protesters aren't allowed to do that. Jesus Christ. Yeah, right. Not technically allowed to do that.
Doing
Dude.
research that is critical to the development of Alzheimer's
Was there?
disease
I
treatments.
gotta
Do
find
that
out what the
assessment?
closest protest
Yes
was
or no?
in DC when they had the parade.
Solving the
that the-
problem of Alzheimer's.
I'm
Do you
curious how
agree
it
that
went.
the
I
NIH
can't
is
say I've
critical to the
looked at it.
development of Alzheimer's disease
I
treatments?
do. The issue is
You do,
complicated.
okay.
If you
Hey, I
want a
still see
real
hearts
answer to that
rising up,
question,
guys. Thank you for tapping.
I have limited time.
Jordan,
You said
I see
that
you
you
just
think it's
joined.
critical,
Hey,
yet,
buddy. I see you
you
joined. Don't go
proposing to
far.
cut
Oh,
$1.7
you scrolling.
billion from the NIH's National Institute on Aging, which is
Should I
the
put up, like, a
primary
text saying, "Stop
federal
scrolling and
agency that
relax"?
supports and conducts Alzheimer's and dementia research.
Let's see.
That's a lot of money, Mr. Secretary, for you being committed to ending an epidemic like Alzheimer's and saying that you believe that NIH does critical work. That is a ton of money. I want to turn to
Ton of money.
Alzheimer's disease research centers. Are you familiar with Alzheimer's disease research centers?
No, I can't say that I am.
Okay, well, let me tell you that the research centers, 35 NIH-funded Alzheimer's research centers, were helping families across the country. They support things
There you
like
go.
research, diagnosis, brain donation, and caregiver services. They were really critical, and they are very critical across this country in all states, red states, blue states, purple states. As of May 13th,
I like purple states. I have no problem with
35
like
centers
living with
have lost
Republicans and
federal
things like that.
funding
I have a problem
due
with
to delays
MAGA.
and
I have no
uncertainty
problem with
and
Republicans.
at the NIH. 13,
Well,
that's a
you
lot
know,
of them. Mr. Secretary,
It's
are you aware
nuance
of
and
that?
whatnot. Like, we can have our discussions and
not,
things
but I
like
will
that,
look
but
into
I have a problem with
I
the
really
cult mentality.
appreciate that you will look into that, because states like Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee have lost millions and millions of dollars. And I'm talking about
You know, I
red
just
states and blue
realized
states,
I just
not
asked
blue
people to stop
states.
scrolling and relax and listen to
Now-
RFK's
Irrelevant to
voice.
us whether
Like,
it's in a blue or red state.
Well,
If it's
sometimes
kinda
it
like a little
doesn't feel
fucked
that
up.
way. That's why I
sounds
say
like a
that.
trap.
Now we're seeing layoffs,
can you relax while listening to
frozen
RFK?
brain banks, and halted
You live in
research.
Florida?
That's
Jesus
almost
Christ,
70%.
Pink. I am
That's
so
almost
sorry.
40% of our Alzheimer's research centers in
That's gotta be it.
crisis. So I
Quite
wanna
the
ask that you
experience, I'm
insert into
sure.
the
I'm up here in the
record
Northwest,
a
like
number of
literal
articles
opposite side of
on
the country.
Alzheimer's disease research centers struggle as 1/3 lose their federal funding, and a second article of
Didn't have any real
Alzheimer's
problems in
research surveyed
Texas,
by Trump
surprisingly.
funding cuts.
What do you mean, no
Mr. Chair,
problems?
for
There was a
the
big
record-
truck of fucking Switch
Okay, I'm
2s
gonna
that
move
got
on, but I
hijacked
still
over in
have to yes,
Texas.
because my time is going.
Let's see, my parents and
So, Mr.
sis are
Secretary,
in the call. Dude, my parents are.
of the
My parents
centers that
definitely are.
remain
Well, my mom more so.
have
My
their
dad, I
funding
think,
that's up
just
for
agrees
renewal
with
in
my mom is what
2026.
happens now.
The budget you propose, as I mentioned.
Yep, and then we got Will in
$1.7
Alaska.
billion
Look at
from
look at us
NIH's
skipping rocks
National
across the country
Aging,
right there. Florida,
Institute of
Washington,
Aging,
Alaska.
which is the main federal agency supports it.
I'm in
What
now
I'd
the
like
most blue
is
state.
for you to commit that you are going to fully fund
Wait,
the NIH.
Are you calling Texas is Texas a blue state? What are you
14
talking? Oh,
centers
Brittany over in
whose
Ohio?
renewal up is
Ohio.
2026.
I love
you
the
commit?
Drew Carey show.
I can tell you that we have
How
not
is Ohio
had any
doing?
clinical trials
Oh,
on
Jen, you
Alzheimer's.
moved. Oh, it's the most blue state.
Telling you that
Washington?
I'm just telling you, there was 35.
Oh,
You guys
oh,
have
okay.
already cut
Maine?
13
right?
of them because of the funding.
How is that over
This
there?
was congressionally
Or is that
approved
Massachusetts? Fuck me, man.
dollars on a bipartisan basis. There is almost nothing more
Massachusetts.
bipartisan
Gotcha.
than Alzheimer's funding. Okay, money was approved, congressionally approved dollars, and your agency has cut.
Fuck yeah, Pink. Good to
13
hear
of
that. I
35.
see you responding to Will,
I'm
but hell yeah.
simply asking for a
Oh,
simple
Emmy is
commitment,
Maine. Matt
and that is
Moss. You're
the
confusing me.
14 that remain.
All right, Maine. I was correct.
That
All
you
right.
at least least commit to fully funding those.
I'm happy to work. with
Drew
you
was
on this,
Ohio,
Congresswoman, and I
Cleveland.
don't
I'm
know
30
that
minutes
what
from
you're
there.
saying is true.
Oh,
It's
shit.
something that I'll have to.
Hey, that's legit.
confirm.
That's some history. I
I'm
like
happy
that.
to work with
You like some good.
Well, I appreciate that
good place to
you're
be.
going to work with me on that. But it is troubling that the head of the department doesn't know about these drastic cuts to something like Alzheimer's, which is so very, very critical.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
know if what you're telling me is true, but I'm happy to work
What?
with you on
You
it.
don't know
Gentleman's
by
time
now?
has expired. I now
He
recognize
doesn't
the gentleman
know
from
that
Washington,
Alzheimer research
Dr.
has been
Joyce.
cut. He's like, I don't
Thank you,
like
Mr.
if that's
Chairman.
true.
Thank you, Senator.
Bro,
Secretary Kennedy,
it's your
for being here.
position to
Thank you for
know.
your commitment to serving our country. I appreciate your recent commitments to unlocking American science.
Yeah, right.
That we know will lead to additional breakthroughs. The Orphan Drug Act, which was passed the year that I graduated.
Someone should
from
play
medical
like
school,
just like
has been a
put in the
huge
joke, and I'm like, you
incentive
cut
driving
worm
innovation
research out of
and
here.
delivering
Oh, I'm
new
sorry. I
cures
meant
and
cancer.
new treatments to American patients. Unfortunately, the Inflation Reduction Act has reduced incentives for innovators to conduct this critical research,
Reduction
particularly for orphan products that treat rare diseases and ultra-rare diseases.
Here we go.
A recent NPC report has shown that since the IRA's enactment, clinical development for orphan drugs that received multiple designations went down by nearly 50%.
Fuck.
My legislation, the Orphan Cures Act, would address this flawed incentive in the law and let American innovators return to pursuing breakthroughs in rare diseases. And I'm proud that this bill was included in the big, beautiful bill currently being considered in the Senate. Secretary Kennedy, will you commit to working with me and the committee to ensure incentives for innovators are put in place to pursue gold standard science for rare disease?
Where the fuck is my?
treatments
Oh,
and for their
there's my
cure?
Chrome. One second.
Yes, Congressman Joyce, and
Oh,
I wanna thank
I'm
you
sorry.
for your
I just
leadership
can't
on
help
this
it.
issue. It's a critical area. As you said, the Biden administration in the Inflation Reduction Act inserted regulatory.
Go back to the other guy. I
impediments
wanna
make it
look up his name and see who he
disincentivize
is.
the developments of these kind of treatments. With your
Oh
help,
yeah,
we
yeah.
developed a
I
repair
really
fix for
believe like
that
any kind
really
of cut
beautiful
should go
bill.
through his desk. Yeah.
I look forward to working with you on getting that passed.
Thank you, Secretary Kennedy. In 2022, when the IRA was passed,
Mr.
it included
Joyce.
a narrow orphan drug exclusion protecting these drugs.
Mr.
from government price setting
Joyce,
scheme. Unfortunately,
Pennsylvania.
CMS misapplied the timing for price setting eligibility, starting the time frame from its initial orphan approval date rather from the day that it is
Oh, he's
no
a
longer
Republican. No
exempt.
wonder it sounded
And
like
in
he was
this
sucking his
case,
dick.
Timing is
I
indeed
was
everything.
curious.
A plain text reading of the statute shows CMS was wrong, and the Biden administration refused to fix their mistake. Secretary Kennedy, will you
Does
commit today to work with
RFK
CMS
Jr.
to correctly apply the timing
have
of the
to
drug's price-setting
approve
eligibility so that this
himself
provision does
any
not negatively
cuts
impact innovation
made
and in turn negatively
like
impact
the
American patients?
research
I look forward to working with you on that,
in
Congressman.
Thank you.
cancer
We look forward to working with you as well. Secretary Kennedy,
that
to switch
did
to another topic.
get
Under
cut.
the Biden administration, we saw a consistent decline in the reimbursements paid to physicians under Medicare Part B. These cuts have led to more practice consolidation.
No,
increased
no single
hospital
person
and
control. Of course,
insurer
it's no
ownership of
single, but
doctors.
his
In
HHS
turn, this has
secretary,
negatively
RFK Jr.,
impacted
has real
access
influence over which
to care
programs
for our
get
nation's
prioritized
senior
and scaled
citizens
back.
and driven up out-of-pocket costs. How do you view these concerns, and will you commit to
In
working with
2025,
me and other
HHS under
physicians in
him
Congress
halted
on
billions
how
in
we can fix
NIH
this
grants,
erosion of
canceling all
reimbursement
those
and
things.
strengthen the private practice overall?
Yeah, I mean, that's only one of the perverse incentives in our system that are
He's not
contributing
personally
to
signing
the
off each cut, but he
crisis
is in the administration, pointing
in
person driving
primary
the
care.
process,
And one of the
defended the
specific
decisions, the
charges that
hearings.
President
Yeah,
Trump
he should be able to
has
defend it,
given
but
me
he
is
just goes,
to
I don't know if
increase
that's true.
primary care access. And one of the ways that we need to do that is to make sure that primary care physicians are getting livable wages. And I look
Sorry,
forward to
I'm
working with
reading
you
our
on that.
group chat.
In America right now, the primary care physician is underpaid and undervalued. Your commitment.
By the
to
way,
making
guys, you got us
sure
up to
that these doctors
2,147
are the front
followers.
line caring
for patients.
Sorry,
day
I
in
don't
and day
mind
out
speaking over
are
this because like
adequately
literally it's
compensated
like
is
audible dick
important,
sucking is what
not
it
just to
sounds
American
like.
medicine,
It's really weird.
ultimately important to the American patient. I thank you for that commitment, Mr. Chairman. My
Systemic
time has
reduction of the
expired. I yield back.
population?
The gentleman yields. The
No,
chair now
I honestly
recognizes
feel
the
like it's their
gentlelady from
stupidity is
Washington
really what's
State.
doing that.
Schreier for
They
5
want to
minutes
force
of questions.
people to have children just for the workforce
Secretary
alone has been
Kennedy,
their
on
argument.
May 27th, you posted a 60-second video on your X
Damn straight
account
pay teachers.
unilaterally changing vaccine recommendations without
Doctors, yeah, doctors
consulting
make fucking
the
bank. Teachers,
customary
we need to
panel
fucking
of
take care of our
experts.
teachers.
As a pediatrician, I find that extremely alarming. So I thought we would talk a little bit about some vaccine-preventable diseases. Secretary Kennedy, and these are yes or no questions. Have you ever treated
Yes or no?
measles?
Do I?
Yes, I gave my
you
child
ever
orange
treated
juice
measles?
once.
No.
Well, I have. Let me tell you how miserable it is. These kids have high fevers, struggling to breathe, and they are crying. They suffer. Great news is that there is a vaccine to prevent it. Secretary Kennedy, again, a yes or no question. Have you ever treated bacterial meningitis?
No.
Well, I have. These babies are so sick. They come into the ER with high fevers.
Is she a
they are
doctor?
floppy,
It says
and we have
Miss
to figure out
Sharir,
why.
but I feel like
You know
she's
how we
sounding like she
figure out
has
if
like.
a baby has meningitis?
Let me look her up.
Excuse me?
Do you know how we figure out if a baby has spinal meningitis?
How many babies?
What?
I'm going to
One?
explain how we figure out and determine if a baby has meningitis.
How many
We
babies?
Insert a needle.
Wait. He goes, how many? Do you know how to tell if this child has this? How many babies? What the fuck?
Between
How many babies?
eye. Do you know how we figure out if a baby has meningitis?
Excuse me?
Do you know how we figure out if a baby has spinal meningitis?
How many babies?
What?
I'm going to explain.
She's
how
like,
we-
I'm just
how
gonna
we figure
ignore
out and
that
determine if a baby has
stupidity
meningitis.
and
We
continue?
Insert a needle between vertebrae.
Oh, this girl's my
until the
girl. She
fluid
Washington.
that surrounds the spinal cord drips out into a test tube. It's called a spinal tap. We used to do.
She's a
lots
former
of-
physician.
Fortunately,
Straight up.
we don't have to do very many of these anymore because we have 3 vaccines that prevent childhood meningitis.
Yeah, abortions are
These
still up. Like people don't want to like factor of it.
Kennedy,
People don't want to raise kids in a
yes or
world
no,
like
have you ever
this.
treated
And
pertussis or whooping
yeah,
cough?
more so. I think that would be
God.
detrimental.
Well, I have.
I know me and my
And
wife
in
right now,
infants,
we want to have
fact, the one
kids,
I treated,
but literally with this
weeks old,
political
came
fucking
in
climate, we've put it
because
on
the baby
pause.
just
Like
stopped
we're
breathing
actually
and turned
concerned
blue.
about it.
Let me tell you how scared those parents were. And I've treated a bunch of older kids with it. They cough so hard,
Ri-
they vomit.
Says, why are
They
Democrat
run
men
out
so
of air.
feminine?
They
No,
break
it's
ribs.
I think you're
And if
getting
you don't catch it
what is the
before 2
word?
weeks,
Empathy
antibiotics
mixed
don't
up with
even work.
feminine.
They cough for months with broken ribs, and that is why it is called
Will.
a 100-day cough.
I know, right?
You know what's
Rick
great?
just coming straight with some
There's
weird
a
things. It's a
vaccine
little
that
weird.
prevents this. Of course, here's the thing. Vaccines only work if you actually give them. And we know your record on this. We rely
Oh my God, the Congress
on the
lady in
Advisory
Florida
Committee on
got an
Immunization
abortion
Practices,
while
a
it was
panel of
illegal. Are you saying
experts
while? What?
to recommend
No
which
way.
vaccines people should get at which ages and the like.
Now,
I know Senator
okay, wait.
Cassidy
What did I not
had
explain to you,
concerns
Rick?
about your
Why are Democrat men so feminine? And then I said you must be confusing. What is it? What I said? I just got confused on the word again, and we're gonna think of it again. Empathy. I'm assuming you're getting empathy confused with feminine. But yeah, you guys love to say weird. Yeah, no. I call weird things out is what I do too. But no, everything I believe and do is something that I can articulate and share through why the step-by-step process of how I get to those conclusions. It's how I hold my beliefs. It's like if I believe something, it has to be something that I can articulate and express. You can't explain why you're mad at my statement. You just called me weird. I did explain it. You're confused. Like, well, you confuse feminine with what? All right. You know what, Rick? Let's start over. What about me? Well, I'm sorry. It wouldn't even be me. I'm not even fucking Democrat. I'm fucking independent. But if you would, I'm assuming you just threw it out because you assumed I was. Yes, I do have empathy. Yes. Are you confusing empathy for feminism or something? Like, what are you confusing for being feminine? I'm curious about that. Yes. If you Rick is wanting to start his own conversation. Everybody. Morning, Blue Betty. How you doing? Good seeing you. Thanks for coming on by. Yeah, we're listening to RFK, and then all of a sudden Rick has to go on and see. You said you have empathy. Yes, yes. And everybody has empathy. It's about different levels of empathy and when to show it.
Views on
I have a
this. And
high
so when
level of
he
empathy.
voted
Yes.
to confirm
But
you
at
as
the same time, I
Secretary
could
of
say fuck
HHS on
Israel
February
and
4th,
things like that. You know,
he explained that decision by
They've
saying
ran out of
on
fucking
the
any
Senate
empathy.
floor that, quote, if confirmed,
I'd expect a
you will
defection type
maintain
of.
the CDC's
I expect a defection type. Defection. You mean deflection type of answer? I mean, sociopaths don't. Yeah, true that. Tried. How are you today? Glad I finally caught your live. Yeah, 100%. Blue. Welcome to my live. Welcome to Positively Diverse. My little corner right here. Oh shit, my camera's in the way of my camera. Fuck. Sorry. But yes, welcome. But yes, Rick, I would like you to just, while I continue this, go into a little more information on what you mean by what you're trying to get at. Like I said, a little weird.
Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices without changes. But then 2 weeks ago,
But
you
yeah, Blue, we're
fired
listening to
all
RFK.
17
If you're able
experts on
to
that very
withstand hearing this
committee.
shit, by all means.
Mr.
And Betty,
Secretary,
if you don't
question
mind,
for you.
I'll
Did you lie to Senator
can I make you a
Cassidy when you
mod?
told
I
him
got
you
Will
would
here
not
as a
change
mod,
this panel of
but I
experts?
also know you well
never
enough
made
where
that
I would feel
agreement.
comfortable handing you mod
So are you
settings if you
saying
would
that
like to
Senator
accept that.
Cassidy lied when he was on the Senate floor, lied to the American people?
I didn't see that statement by Senator Cassidy. I've only heard it from
didn't
you,
say
but if he said that I agreed to it, it would be inaccurate.
Will,
I made an
I wanna
agreement.
have
I
meet
made an
Blue
agreement
Betty.
with
Blue
him,
Betty,
and
meet
he
Will.
and I have talked
You
many
two
times
are
about the
my
agreement.
moderators.
My time. I just want to tell you that for most of us sitting here right now, we believe Senator Cassidy more than we trust you when it comes to vaccinations. It sounds to me like you gave him the answer he needed
Full
to
moderation
hear
there as well.
in order
There you
to
go.
get his confirmation vote. And then as soon as you were secretary, you
Oh
turned
my
around
God,
and
tell
did
me about it,
whatever
Pink.
you want.
My
You
wife,
fired
there's certain
all
medications where
17
she's needed for her
members.
skin,
I'm
and
complying with all the
like things like that are not
Mr.
like
Secretary,
covered until she tries
You're now on the
the
record. You lied to
craziest
Senator
things
Cassidy.
first, and
You
that's
have lied to
it's
the
fucked
American
up.
people.
Like yeah,
You
she's
have
put
lied
into a
to
corner about
parents
that, and we have
about
to go third
vaccines
party.
for 20 years. And I also want to be clear that I will lay all
Will
responsibility
say hi to Betty.
for
No, I'm
every
joking. Oh, there it
death
is. Never
from a
mind. Sorry.
vaccine-preventable illness at your feet. I yield back.
The gentlelady yields. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from Ohio, Representative Balderson, for 5 minutes. of
Right,
question.
call that out.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Secretary Kennedy, for being here today. As the co-chair of the Digital Health Caucus,
Did I?
along with my friend and colleague, Representative Kelly.
Oh my God, damn it, dude. Rick, the very last thing I asked of you to do, please open your ears. The last thing I asked you to do was go into detail about how you assuming me being like a feminine like Democrat, which I'm not a Democrat. How did you go assuming that? Why would you think anything about being feminine? And then I said, in the meantime, I'm gonna hit play over here. I'm over here fucking waiting on you. I even looked over here. I'm like, Rick's still just chilling out there for some fucking reason and not saying anything. And then you go, I won't address you because he knows he weak as fuck. Important part about being a man is fit. Dude, this guy is probably like so like mentally disconnected in the sense of like his feelings and like never addressed him. Like he probably like never looked in a mirror and just like had a deep thought. Like what are you going on about, Rick? Wait. Guys, we need a clip. 1 second. I'm gonna invite him up. Wait, is this picture of Rick from fucking Pawn Stars? All right. Oh, it's Ricky Bobby. It's a troll account. Never mind. I don't need to invite no troll account up. 1 second. Like we could have fun with it if we want. Like it's a fucking troll account. All right. That's that. All right. It just gets weirder and weirder. Best I can do is $5. All right, I'll admit, Rick, that's a good one. I like that. See, you're so weak. I've sent so many comments. Wait, but not in between then and when I whatever. All right. Important part about being a man is being fit, he says. Betty, thank you for the heart me and the tiny dino. Thank you so much. That's very appreciated. But yeah, let's see here. Let's see. Wait more 1 second to make comments. Laugh my ass off. The closest is glass. Maybe. Laughs. That's facts. All right. Anytime. All right. But yeah. Okay. All right. Now that I understand, you're just fucking trolling around like looking for
I
poking
believe
people.
digital
It's-
tools can play
it's
a
all
huge
different.
role in improving the health of Americans. However, for these tools
Closet.
to serve the American
that what I
people, we
see?
must continue to ensure accessibility and statutory protections for consumer wellness technologies.
By the way, guys, quick
Secretary-
little shout out. We got ourselves up to 5,500 taps, everybody. Thank you so much for participating in that. If you are not tapping, please help out the people that are. And for the ones that are, thank you guys so much for doing that. It keeps the live living and helps people see us on their For You page, come across and start more conversations with people. Like I've always told people about this page, it's not about just winning debates and things like that. It's more about gaining perspective from all angles and sides. And so, like, we welcome everybody up to share their perspective. It's only once you start spewing something that would generate hate or harm in an echo chamber is when I have to shut you up. But other than that, guys, welcome for finding us here. Thank you so much. Host thinks he's masculine, but can't protect his family from any. Dude, all right. When it gets if he starts just saying more weird things like that, guys, I give you full permission to just mute the guy because like he's just full on. It's full troll account just going is what's happening now.
Greg Kenny, my first question is that there is a
If
tremendous
I'm yapping, I'm
amount of
also
research
tapping.
that
Fuck yeah,
shows
Jen, love that.
greater engagement with
That's
one's
right, Blue.
health
Tapping is
leads to
clapping,
better
sharing is
outcomes.
caring. Love
In
that.
recent years,
I loved it when I heard that
American
the other day.
innovators have created and improved
Love you guys.
wearable
I'm
design
sorry.
devices so that not only are consumers able
Dude, Rick,
to
you're
better
down to
engage
chill and things like
with their
that. Like, I
health
get
through
you're on your, like
monitoring
I said,
data,
troll account
but
and
they
things
are
like that.
able
But
to
if you got a
share
real
that
account and
data
things like
with
that, and you're just like
providers.
looking for a place to be
believe
chill
American
and just like I
consumers,
said,
in line with the
I welcome
21st Century
everybody
Cures
here. All
Act,
right,
should be
truly.
able to access these innovative wellness tools. Secretary Kennedy, do
Algorithm.
you agree that consumers should continue to have
Got me.
access
You
to
got me.
these tools?
Thank you, Blue.
Absolutely. In fact,
Normally
we're
we'd have
about to
people up in our
launch
guests
one
and
of the
things like that,
biggest
guys. But like I said, we have
advertising
RFK Live
campaigns
over
in
here,
HHS
and he's saying
history
some things.
to encourage Americans
Or he's attempting to say
use
things.
wearables. It's a way of people can take control over their own
Dude, can I
health.
just like, just want
They can
to
take
zoom in? Look at this. Look at this. Ready?
responsibility.
Wait,
If
wait,
you
wait, wait, wait. I
know
just want to zoom in on his
what
eyebrows.
food is doing to their
Can I do
glucose
that?
levels, their heart rates.
Let's see if I can do
other
it.
metrics as they eat it. And
Look
they
at
can
this.
begin to
Look at
make
this.
good judgments about their diet.
Like his
about their
eyebrows,
physical
they fucking
activity,
shake.
About the way that they live their lives. We think that
Watch
wearables
this, watch this.
are a key to the MAHA agenda, making America healthy again. And we are going to, my vision is that every American is wearing a wearable within 4 years.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Following up
We're on
my previous
eyebrow
questions,
patrol.
what steps will you take? And you just said that you're going to do a big announcement.
No, I don't
next
think it's
week,
important to like. It's
to
only
access
depending
digital
like if
health
the man
tools
has to
track,
defend
monitor, and
anything.
improve their
Like
health,
hell, go
while
go
also
buy a
ensuring
gun.
appropriate
Like shit.
patient
No, I don't think
data
it's important for a
privacy,
man to be
security,
fit.
and protections. In
Like hell,
dealing
we're
with
about to
some of
have
that,
robots
I have
lifting
had
things for
questions
us.
come up when I've spoken to medical groups about wearables and the privacy. Do you have anything?
No, it's not
reassuring
important for a
that, or would
man
that
to be
part of the
fit.
announcement?
It's well, like important
Well,
in the
as
sense
I
of
said,
health. Like
we're gonna
like
do a major
it's like
advertising
I don't, when you
campaign to
say
encourage
fit,
Americans.
you are obviously going on in the sense of like muscle man. Like everyone should be fit and healthy. I advocate for men and women to be fit. Yes, everyone should be fit and healthy. Like what you're saying is it's like it's not just a man should be healthy. Everybody should be healthy and fit. Like it's a weird question. Host is doing mental gymnastics to answer this questions. Was that gymnastics? He advocates but doesn't do it. What the fuck, bro? Like literally got fucking weights and like a tower in the other room, and this guy just like he's just being like I said. All right, Rick, you have I'd say moderators. He gets like 2 more weird comments, like in the sense of one weird one, second one, go ahead and mute.
Wearables.
Yeah, no joke,
I've
Will. It's weird.
personally had friends who've utterly changed their lives just from wearing a glucose meter. and they've lost weight, they've lost their diabetes diagnoses, and you see this happen again and again. It really has a miraculous
Look at them
impact
eyebrows.
on health in our country. And, you know, it's $80 a month.
All right, I'm going back to subtitles.
And, you know,
Jesus
we're
Christ.
exploring ways of making sure that that those costs can be paid for. It's you know, the Ozempic is
Look at-
costing $1,300.
There we go.
If you can achieve the same thing with an $80 wearable, it's a lot better for the American people.
Great to hear. My office and I myself are also doing the same thing. I think we share the same
I
belief.
think,
that digital health tools,
Rick, I
including
think you might have
telehealth
to
and
like
patient monitoring,
critique
are
your
steps in
question
the right
better because
direction
if it just like if
ensuring
you mean
healthcare access.
because like the first thing that
Specifically,
comes
I've
off
been a
in my
strong
mind when
advocate
you're
for the
asking
use
the
and
question,
coverage of
you're
remote
thinking
patient
macho men
monitoring.
bullshit,
During your
protect my
time as
family kind of
secretary,
shit.
what progress
But if you
do
mean
you
fit
hope
like
to see
healthy,
in terms of
healthy
access
fit,
to
yes,
and
everyone should be
improvement
healthy fit,
of
men
remote
and women.
patient monitoring tools?
Because yeah, like if he goes back and says no, I don't mean healthy,
and
I mean
AI
muscle man
nurses.
protect blah blah blah. Then I'll be like, no, then I don't
Is
think
that
it's
what-
important.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that we are working on that. We, as I said before,
I run 6 miles 3
we brought
times a
people into
week.
This agency who
Says
are,
the troll account.
The greatest technical expertise probably of any agency except maybe the Defense Department, the CIA, and the United States government.
Don't be fat for your
I'm very
kids. Jesus
encouraged by
Christ.
caliber of
Yeah, all
people
right.
we
Go ahead
able
and
to
mute
attract to the
Rick, everybody.
agency,
He can
and
chill.
that's one
He
of the
can chill
things
as a
that really is
viewer, but
important.
he's lost his
Keeps people out of
privileges.
emergency
He's
rooms.
fucking
It's
Christ.
critically important for rural health care and for people who can't travel.
Thank you for that, Will.
For elderly Americans who
Same.
can't
Oh, look
leave
at that.
their
Will
homes,
and
but
Betty
they
were on
can-
top of that.
They can
Bam!
find out what's happening to their health.
You've
without
been
going to
mute.
see
Wait,
a
wait, wait.
doctor
There's a
or
button
to
for
go
this.
to an urgent care or an emergency room.
I agree with that, and I've been working
Do I
with
have it?
the federally qualified health centers, doing some pilots
Where
with
is it
that.
at?
So, Mr. Chairman, thank you, Secretary Kennedy. Mr. Chair, I
You've
yield
been
back.
The gentleman yields. The chair now
Did that work out?
recognizes the gentlelady from Massachusetts.
Double team that guy.
Representative Trahan for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you. Mr. Secretary, during your
That come through
confirmation,
okay?
you told Senator Barrasso that rural hospitals are closing at an extraordinary rate. You called them economic drivers, lifelines in our communities, and you gave your word to protect them. Republicans on this committee also promised they
Wait,
wouldn't
wait, does
support a
that fuck
bill
with my
that led
video
to more
audio?
closures. Yet
Wait.
here we are.
Oh my God, if
The
I could fuck with
Republican
video
tax bill
audio.
slashes Medicaid
Oh.
and the ACA by over $1 trillion, leaving 16 million more people
Wait,
uninsured.
wait.
and
Tell me if
driving
this
up
works. Tell me if this
uncompensated
works.
care. At the same time, it cuts
I'm
provider
gonna-
taxes.
I gotta
and
move my audio
state-directed payments,
to-
the few tools that states have to keep hospitals afloat. Cutting coverage and cutting
where would I put
payments.
it?
Well, that's a perfect storm for closures, Mr. Secretary. So yes or no?
I
with
don't know if I can
Republicans
do
in
it.
Congress
Maybe I
set
could.
to cut more than $1 trillion and counting from our healthcare system, will hospitals be forced to cut services?
How's it coming
or
across?
close altogether?
Do you hear anything? Do you hear anything at all?
Not cutting coverage for any American patient.
No, I think I
fucked something up.
like you don't want
It works?
No way. Does it really?
Happy to explain if
Let me get my
you give me a
headphones.
chance.
Well, that's part of my next question. I want to hear what your funding mechanism looks
Oh,
like.
it's echo.
Because hospitals
Okay,
across
all
the
right.
country have warned that this bill is what they refer to as a death knell. Even before
Test,
Republicans
test.
in the Senate
Oh,
doubled
here, 2
cuts
seconds.
in provider taxes and state-directed payments, bringing estimates of hospital
All right.
uncompensated
Okay, I
care
hear myself.
alone to more than
Blah, 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 blah.
$433
Yeah, it's just me.
billion.
Okay. How can I?
Hospitals
Oh,
are
My God, I wish I could add that to it.
raising
Oh, that'd be so fucking great.
will result in closures
Let me.
and service
I gotta.
reductions
I gotta figure it out.
across the country in all our communities.
Buttons.
all right, let's find these buttons. All right.
Enter into the record several of their state
Okay, that's my voice. That's me.
Secretary,
your
if you claim the
chance.
hospitals in our districts that are already operating in the red and serving mostly Medicaid and Medicare patients are going to survive, then where exactly is that money going to come from? What is your
Is there a way to
plan
do it?
keep them open and deliver
Can I
the same
give
level
you
of
something
service?
to do?
Oh, the issue of state-directed
No?
payments, I think,
God
as you
damn it.
understand, is a complicated one
That'll be-
because
That'll be a fun one to find out sometime.
essential agreement
Pure
under
helium.
Medicare
I go.
is
Oh, yeah.
No. Okay.
the states have learned to game that some states have learned to game that system, so the federal government.
If you could
is
just get to the part where when that revenue stream is cut, how are you going to ensure?
I'm
that
sorry,
services
Pinky,
aren't
about that.
cut,
Like,
hospitals
shit like
don't
that
close?
fucks, like, really
Many
fucks with
times
people's
there's
lives.
no alternative on the table for a
Like,
funding
it's
mechanism, so
real
what's
low
the plan?
shit. Thanks for still being here with
That
us.
is a decision ultimately that's
For
going to come from
cholesterol.
Congress.
See,
So that's gonna
fucking
be
people need medicine, man. Like, we just, like, we're the richest fucking country in the goddamn world. Just prioritize the fucking money correctly, and we literally make sure nobody's fucking sick. Like take, like, every fucking day, everybody on the street, and, like, just take care of everybody. Make sure, because, like, all you got to do is make sure people get their, like, people don't go to even their checkups and things like that because of co-pays and things like that. And so once, just make things like that affordable. If anything, affordable. We can, like, preemptively help ourselves from things getting worse, and, like, it's just insane. You went vegetarian even to be healthy at 45? Well, we're just the richest third world country. Yeah, you know what? That actually sounds like, that actually rings a bell. Like, that actually sounds about right. Not even on, well, hopefully you can make the case for it. I've seen people make do some like bend backwards to help out people with certain things like that. And if anything, make sure you check RX. I'm gonna look it up 1 second. My wife does this, and it helps out a lot.
Couple of weeks, and if there isn't a mechanism in place, if there isn't an act of Congress to replace that revenue stream, hospitals are going to close.
Yeah,
People are going to die.
go check out GoodRx. All right, GoodRx.com. They can give you coupons for medications and things like that.
When hospitals are pushed to the brink, they cut maternity wards, they cut mental health, they cut emergency rooms. That's who they
Is the
hit
audio
first.
still coming
This
across
isn't
okay? Did I
hypothetical.
fuck up anything
It's
doing
already
this?
happening. From 2011 to
Is
23,
it coming through quieter?
dozens of hospitals in states like Iowa and Texas eliminated.
You know,
obstetrics
I actually don't want these on my head. Fuck it.
These are Medicaid department services, and under Donald Trump's bill, they're the first to go. And it's not just rural
Yeah.
hospitals. We're seeing it in my district,
I'm just
too. The
comfortable
only
without it
maternity
right
ward
now.
in north central Massachusetts
We chillin'.
shut down last year. Then the collapse of Steward forced 2 more hospitals to close.
That's very true.
Including
Yep.
one that served thousands of families.
That's from
Boston
my wife,
Children's,
from
one
me
of the
to
best
you
in
right
the
there, right?
country, is
Like,
also at
you
risk.
really, like, I'm no
Your
joke, pull up
budget
the site.
slashes
Yeah.
Medicaid, which covers over 40% of kids and eliminates programs that trains most
Dude, they took a
pediatricians.
chainsaw when they were
Hospitals
supposed
are
to use
already
a scalpel
bracing.
is all it
They're
was.
pausing
Like, I
projects,
get that
they're
you guys
canceling
want to fucking
expansions,
save
they're
money,
shelving
save money here and there and stuff, but
cost-saving
you cut money to
investments.
shit
The
that
chaos
should have
that your
not been
budget
cut.
creates,
Just like
including
some of the,
decimating
like, fucking
NIH,
thousands of
is
jobs that got
driving
cut
up
too.
costs.
And you had to
We're not
rehire
cutting
and
Medicaid.
all this fuck shit,
There's no
dude.
cuts to Medicaid. There's simply restrictions in the growth of Medicaid over the next decade.
People are going to lose their coverage. Uncompensated
Damn straight
care
tax
is
the
going
rich in
to
churches.
rise. Hospitals
Found
are
out
not
whenever they
prepared
say, oh,
for
we're going to
that-
tax
for that reality.
the highest people a
here's the
little bit
truth.
more and things
The
like that. And I'm
only
like,
people-
dude,
people
that's
are
not
going
how
to
they make
die.
their fucking
These
income
hospitals are
though.
going to
Their
close. Labor and
profits are
delivery
through
units are going to
what is it,
disappear.
subsidiaries
If mental
and
health
things like that.
services are stripped away, that's the consequence
There's
of your
so fucking much money in
policies.
America.
And
Like,
look,
did we
you've already
watch the
shown
fucking
that
rocket
you
blow
don't
up
have
the
a
other
grip
day?
on your department. You don't know basic things that are on your website.
And we paid for
or
that one
programs
because
that are
it's under
closing.
contracts.
Gentlelady's time has expired. The chair now
That was
recognizes
taxpayer
the
money.
gentlelady
Money, I'm
from
sure.
Tennessee, Representative Harshbarger, for 5 minutes of questioning.
Yeah, that rock, dude.
Chairman,
That
thank you,
explosion
Mr.
was insane. I had to
Secretary,
share
for
that with a
being
few
here
people.
today. First of all, I want you to personally know how much I aligned with your philosophy on making America healthier.
Quick shout out to everybody chilling right now, by the way. Jen, Blue, Will. We got TT Sucks out there. Haven't heard nothing from him, but he's been chilling. Austin out there chilling, along with Churro Milk and Durr21. Thanks for kicking it, guys. And if you haven't hit follow just yet, go ahead and do so. Right up in that corner. Get notifications, guys.
These clinical trials and these research, you know, there's bias.
By
in
the way,
clinical
how's my hair look?
research.
I tried
And we
cutting.
know
I
it is
tried cutting my own
pervasive,
hair.
and it
I
can
tried.
absolutely reshape the findings.
Like, I had wings sticking
and the
up. It
outcomes
was insane.
Of the clinical trial, and it's due to the methodology or the design flaws in that, or
It's amazing.
selective reporting
Yeah.
on things
Good.
that
Oh,
they
because
might
like
wanna
before
hide.
it was like
And you do
literally
not
like I
know
looked like
that
fucking
until you
Wolverine.
litigate that.
I had like
So
Batman
that's
ears
just a
sticking up in the
side
back.
But what I want to talk to you about is PBM.
Or if they're in the
reform.
back,
We
is
know
that
the
more like
president's
Catwoman
talked
ears? I
about
don't know.
Pharmacy benefit
Thank you.
managers.
All right.
and that
That's good to know,
reform.
guys. Because like I said, I
You know,
don't
there's
usually fuck with my own
bipartisan
hair. And I was
support in
like, I'm not
Congress
going
on
out.
How to address
Let me s-
that because they lack transparency and create conflicts of interest that distort competition, reduce choices for consumers, and increase the cost of drugs.
Damn, dude,
They
how long are they going to
really,
grill this guy?
Take a toll on independent community pharmacies.
been-
Is there anything in the president's
Jesus Christ,
budget,
it
sir, that
started
you know
2
to
hours
address
ago.
The PBM industry to make
Is it
prescriptions
saying it's
for
live or
referral?
over?
Yeah, that's a big concern of the president's, the PBMs.
I think it's still live. Jesus
now
Christ.
saving off about 40%.
And I say that because we're a
costs
few
of
minutes behind because of my pausing.
pharmaceutical And the president wants to end that, and he's going to do it through transparency and through a new mechanism of direct-to-consumer sales of pharmaceuticals that would fence out the middleman altogether. These are issues that we are talking directly about in our negotiations with the pharmaceutical companies now under most favored nations.
Right.
Yeah.
It's something the president's committed to, something that we're committed to.
See, what
here at
sucks the most,
HHS.
though, is the people who are in the
And we're gonna
job
get it
for the
done.
right fucking reasons.
we'd probably
Like
have to
Steve Bannon
renegotiate those three
laid the
community
fucking
contracts
foundation
with
forward
that,
saying, like, the
cost
tactic
those are
is to make it
for
so
insured
unbearable that they
uninsured
don't want to come into
patients, so
work. That's all
we
it
can
is.
certainly talk
It's
about
like, you don't
that,
even need
so
to
I'm
fire
glad
him.
you're
Just make him
working
not
on
want to
it.
come into work.
Thank you for your apparent interest in functional medicine.
I hear
Yeah,
that, Will.
compounded
Yeah.
medications are something I've done for all these years, and we make those customized medications without the dyes, the fillers, or other ingredients, and we step in when patients can't take those traditional medications. And what you're doing by banning some of these dyes and things we've done for many years, and there's issues with some of the regulations that
I
the
haven't slept
FDA
yet.
imposes on us, areas of common interest that I want to work with you and, Commissioner Director McCary with. There's a blueprint of ideas that I have right here, and I'd like to submit this for the record, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Blue.
Without objection.
That's been released to eliminate redundant and ineffective regulations that impede patient access to those compounded drugs.
Look at that.
And,
Guys got us up to
I'd like to work with the
8,200.
FDA
Hell
on
yeah.
that and fix some of the.
You're running on no
the
sleep too? Fuck, man.
Incompatibilities and some
Like,
of
I'm gonna have
the,
to try to get a nap eventually. I do
unidentified
work
or
at
clarify
5.
some of those laws that the FDA has put into place that keeps the patient from adhering to that medication.
I just watched that show. I
appreciate
fucking
if you
binged
provide me
the
a
show
copy of that.
Adolescence.
Sure. I think they have
Last,
those
like this
executive
morning.
order.
Fucking 4 hours
We're
of it.
required to eliminate
Crazy good
10
show. Holy
regulations
shit,
for
dude.
every regulation we adopt,
Recommend.
So we are looking for targets, and this sounds like a
Great. It
target
was
rich
fucking
environment.
great. Like, I can't get over every episode is a one shot. When I say, like, you know, the one shots, like where they have the camera go follow them, like,
I think you may have
like
a
the,
copy
every
of that in
episode
your
is
office,
1
but I'll
hours
be
of
happy to
one
get that
shots.
to
The
you,
whole
sir.
episode, every episode is a
Well,
one shot. It's
infusion
fucking
benefits are another thing.
so
There's so many
goddamn
regulations in
done
Medicare
right,
that
and the
prohibits that
acting
patient
and
from
just
getting
the
medication,
methods
and
of
I've
getting
talked
where they need to go to make it a one shot.
Dr.
Like
Oz about
it's
that.
and then the story
When
of
it
it.
comes to oncology patients,
Like, I'll admit, I thought there was more to it when it ended, but for what it was, it was perfect.
And it's not to the benefit.
Well,
of
the thing about it
provider.
too,
I'm in
it's
a
not
rural
like
East
they can
Tennessee,
say
and
it's
these
not
patients
even
can't
great
drive
editing because it's
themselves
not
to
even
get that
edited.
medication,
There's no
and they
editing.
are
Like, if
prohibited
anything,
from having
audio,
anyone pick it up.
like, is
So
it,
things
like
like
the only
that
other
are
thing. Who
what I
knows?
would love
But
to
they're-
work
they
with you
they
on.
can say
We
there
would
was no
love,
editing.
It's our objective to make sure that infusions can be applied in the home, can be used in the home.
Oh,
And
shit.
we
No,
need
I
to
did not look
change
up Angel
that.
Engine
It makes
yet.
no
Nah, bro.
sense. It's much more expensive for our system. It's literally billions of dollars a year that are unnecessarily spent by forcing these patients, particularly in rural areas, elderly patients.
Department
could
Q, Dark
easily
Winds. I'll
use
keep
the
an eye out. Are
infusion
they streaming on
force
anything?
them to come into a hospital to use them. And it doesn't make any sense, and it's, part of the common sense reforms that we're doing here at HHS.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
The
I
gentle lady's time has expired. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from Texas, Representative VC, for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, this country is in the grip of an opioid epidemic that's ripping.
Don't
through
say any
America.
name of
It's
drugs,
gutting
you son
our
of a bitch.
schools, It's shattering our neighborhoods, and it's tearing families apart. Between 1999 and 2019, overdose deaths
La, 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 la,
involving
la, la.
opioids
La, la, la.
skyrocketed over
Yep.
500%. And this epidemic
Oh,
has
thank you,
not
Blue.
discriminated. It is not. it
Netflix
doesn't
for
care
department,
if
okay.
you're rich, if you're poor, if you're black or you're white, if you're Democrat or Republican.
Oh, action one
It
shots.
takes
Oh, hell yeah.
veterans,
I hear
mothers,
that.
students,
A lot
and
of good
children.
one-shot
Over
actions in
240,000
John Wick.
children have
John
lost
Wick's got a good few of them.
parent to opioids. An entire generation grown up with grief and trauma, and over 42,000 veterans lost to overdose. And now, instead of strengthening the VA, the administration you work for plans to gut it, cutting 80,000 jobs, cutting resources from heroes.
Apple and
who fought
Hulu.
for us.
Awesome, I got both those.
In 2020,
When I scroll by those,
48,000
it's gonna
Americans
my
died
flag will pop
from
up, and I'll be like,
opioid
oh.
overdoses. Despite historic
So good
progress
call-outs,
under the
thank
Biden
you.
administration, where overdose deaths dropped 65% from 2023 to 2024.
Oh,
this
Daredevil.
administration now
Forgot
plans
about
to
that.
cut
Hell yeah.
programs
I still got to watch
and
the
fire
new season of
behavioral health
Daredevil.
and crisis specialists threatening to strip hundreds of
I
thousands
like both,
of
hell
veterans
yeah.
of life-saving treatment to prioritize billionaires over those who served. But most egregiously, in the FY
Daily Mail
26
is live
budget, the
streaming
Trump
this on here. I'm
administration
pretty
is
sure.
proposing
Yeah.
to slash over
Daily
$1
Mail and I'm pretty sure
billion from
NBC
the
was also
Substance
streaming
Abuse and
live.
Mental Health Services Administration.
New Daredevil
That is
really good.
literally $1 billion
Oh fuck, sounds like I'm
away
missing
from
out. I got to get
treatment,
that on.
prevention, and hope. Mr. Secretary, you don't slash lifelines in the middle of a rescue. You don't call 911.
Oh, real?
hang
All right,
up
good, good.
halfway through,
I don't know. Like, I wouldn't
and
say
you
my
sure as
expectations
hell
are low.
don't
For some
preach
reason, I
about
just have no
redemption while cutting
expectations.
the funding that makes
So,
redemption
if anything, I'll go
possible.
into
So
it
let's
without
be clear.
expectations and enjoy
This
the
isn't
hell
a
out of it.
budget, it's a death sentence. And now I have a few questions for you, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Secretary, do you believe the United States?
Oh,
is
dude, Jessica
currently facing
Jones.
an
That
opioid
series
crisis?
was fucking hella good. I enjoyed that.
So you do. So do you believe the federal government has a responsibility to combat this crisis? Yes or no?
The federal government has a role in it,
Okay,
certainly.
thank you.
An important role.
I don't think
Mr.
I'll get
Secretary,
ticketed by
you're
TikTok for anything
aware
they
that
say.
The president's own brother died from addiction.
Oh shit! Were they
You've
saying
heard J.D. Vance,
words?
the Vice President
Oh
of the United
fuck.
States, talk about his mother's
Yeah, I guess
addiction.
not.
And you've talked about your own history and your own addiction issues in 1983, where you sought treatment for heroin.
Disney
addiction
Marvel
at a
fell off.
rehab,
Hell yeah, it did.
Facility in New Jersey. Was
Really
that
fucking fell
treatment
off.
effective
Like
for
I
you?
think it fell off back when it was
I've been
like
sober.
Okay.
Ant-Man,
I also would point out that I
Quantumania.
lost a brother to this disease. It's a priority for me, and
Let me
it's
also-
going to be a priority for HHS.
And let me also ask you, do you believe?
She's
yes or
confirmed in
no,
an
do you
upcoming
believe
project?
that
Oh, fuck
structured recovery
I love that
programs
actress, too.
Were essential to your own recovery.
What is it? There's a show out there called The Bee from Apartment 23, and it's about her, like with her,
Okay, so,
like
Mr.
dude,
Secretary,
yeah.
overcoming
The Bee
addiction
from
is
Apartment
commendable.
23. Look it up.
I've
Like
had
you have to
family
like
members
actually
that
look
have
for that
overcome
show.
addiction. I commend you for that. But not
Loki is
everyone
a shit.
have the-
Hell yeah.
have the-
Me and my
have the
wife rewatched
resources that
both
your family
seasons like
has
a month and a
to
half
get the
ago,
care
2
that
months
they
ago.
need. And because you know better than anyone.
Oh,
that
look it up.
recovery
Yeah,
without
B20,
treatment
the B from
is
B,
challenging at
the B
best.
from
So, Mr.
B23. I'm pretty sure is what it is.
Please
Or
tell me,
the B from
why
Apartment
would you
23.
deny millions of Americans the same
I'm gonna look it up.
access to care that saved your life?
We're not denying anybody access to care.
Oh, it's called
Congressman.
Don't
We're
Trust the
shifting
Bee from
some of the
Apartment
funding
23.
Away from SAMHSA to the states. The addiction problem in West
Mr. Secretary,
Virginia
let
is
me-
very
Here.
different than the addiction problem in
Let me
San
ask you this.
Francisco.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Secretary. You've credited the 12 steps in your recovery. So can you tell this committee what is step 4?
It's making a fearless inventory.
Is making a fearless inventory of ourselves.
Yeah.
And
You
and
paid to
remember
have that show?
one.
Oh, for real?
you
When it was,
remember step
streaming?
12.
Yeah,
Damn,
it-
dude,
it's-
2012.
it's, having had a spiritual awakening, we try to help other alcoholics and addicts.
Oh, your cat's named Loki.
So tell
That's
me,
fuck
Mr.
yeah.
Secretary, yes or no, does cutting off treatment for people still suffering align with step 4 and step 12?
We're not cutting off treatment for anybody, Congressman.
Mrs.
As I said, I'm happy to explain it, but you don't
Oh
give me any
no!
chance.
I
Answer
finally got
questions, but it was
flagged
just
for
part of the
visibility
I-
because
here.
Mr. Secretary, I've heard
it
your
finally
story, and
acknowledged
again,
that
I
I'm
think that it's great that you talked about your recovery.
streaming YouTube
But,
shit.
man, you
Oh, well,
can't
at least I got
pull
us
the
here,
ladder and shut
you
the
know?
door. There are people like President Trump's
What do you
family
mean?
and
I
your
totally
family that have
produced this.
resources, but there are families like mine and Secretary Vance's. that
Gentleman's
don't,
time
and you're
has
pulling the
As we
ladder
said,
up.
we're not
You're pulling the
denying,
ladder
Time
up.
has
we're not
expired.
taking treatment away from anybody.
The subcommittee is going to take a quick 5-minute break. We'll be right back in 5 minutes.
Right back in 5 minutes. I guess I'll sit me up. I kind of like wouldn't mind if it was just done actually for a moment. I wouldn't mind a fucking break. RFK is getting annoying anyway, right? Like, I wouldn't mind just taking a break from that. Appeal? No, I don't think I got a basis to appeal that one. Let's just hide it. There we go. What are you talking about? I didn't do shit. James Vanderbeck was great in that show. I gotta remember who we're talking about. Wait, we all watched the show? Oh, no, Blue says she's got to look at... What show are we talking about? What the... What? Oh, Andor. Andor. Okay, Andor's really good, too. I need to watch Andor. Jesus Christ, guys. I'm fucking behind. Like, what is it? My wife and I, we actually just started our Star Wars, like, want to call it a marathon. Just like whenever we sit, eat, or want to watch a movie, we're going to just put on Star Wars. So we're rewatching the Star Wars. We're on episode 2 right now. Like, midway. We fell asleep. But, yeah, fucking, we love Star Wars. It's from Dawson's Creek. Don't watch much from America. Oh, yeah. I can understand that. Like, what is it? Dude, British television's got some badass shit right now, too. Guys, I think I'm going to restart the stream real quick for our push to come back. And we'll kind of go from there, see where the conversation leads. But in the meantime, I'm fucking done with RFK, man. I've done my American duty of trying to stay up to date with it, and I'll get the Spark Notes because that's just hard to listen to. Second season of Andor ends where Rogue One begins. Oh, fuck yes. Oh, that's a good bridge. Oh, dude, would so get on. Okay, hell yeah. I'm gonna have an Andor marathon and then watch fucking Rogue One, and then go into episode like fucking 4. If technically I could still watch these in order, just watch episode 1, 2, 3, and then all the in betweens. Maybe like the big question is how long do I want to make it really last, because I want to keep my wife's interest. I think she'd be down for it though. We'll go for that. Andor. They're tying it all together, right? They're getting all the bridges in between. All right. Yeah, right. Well, fucking conversation went from politics to just like what shows we got to watch. I love it. You know what? Maybe actually, instead of restarting the stream, I might just have to convince myself to call it here and try to get some sleep. Because, like I said, the day's long. I have like an 8.5, 9-hour shift later. And at this rate, if I fall asleep, I'm waking up at 4 o'clock. I know it. And I know my wife works. So what I got to do, I'm going to need to set an alarm. Yeah. Yeah, I need to sleep. I have work. It was a good day off, though, yesterday. I enjoyed my day off so much. I just wanted it to last into the next day so bad. But I think I should force myself to lay my head down. But that was a nice time kicking it with this. Good conversations. Had some crazies come by. It's normal little poking and prodding that those, that they do, those trolls. And like I said before, guys, we've been on YouTube, so all of this is live over there, and it's going to be saved after the fact. So if you want to watch anything later and you're just like, hey, I want to watch some Positively Diverse, but he's not live right now, well, go over to YouTube, and you could find a lot of our content still up there. And there's also a lot of, there's a few videos there with the wife. Actually, let me go ahead and give a quick little introduction to the page. Yeah, Jen, I'm glad you stumbled upon us as well. Like I said, we have a good little community here, and we would like it to grow, and we're going to just kind of, we're focused on making everybody welcome. Until you say some like real stupid shit that's harmful, then it's like, all right, we're not fucking with that. Where's the last stream that here? Let's see, we have all this. It's really been a while since the wife was part of it. Let's see, it's the original stuff live. Okay, that's live then gaming. Where's the wifey? Oh, here's an old ass video. Look at me with my long hair.
29 minus 18. 11. Hey!
You were
right.
This is my wife. We're playing
That
came to you Diablo. Intuitively.
It really did.
Look at that. First guess is usually the right one, almost. Oh my god, I got the fucking Logan beard
Unless
going
your
on,
gut
dude.
is your mind playing.
Look at, oh my god, my burns. Holy shit.
Bless you. Bless you again.
Thank you. Yeah, big difference, right? My beautiful wife.
Do you have the sealed oxen tribe cash?
He. I love it when she talks Diablo. Yeah, much more in control, I'd say, here on now. But yes, guys, all right. I think I'm gonna call it. I think that's been a good time hanging out. Damn, dude, I didn't realize I've been streaming for 2 hours. But yes, glad, Betty, I'm also glad that you caught us too this morning. Will, glad that you were up and everything. Was the thing with Nuke on YouTube? Shit. Nuke, yes, it's the second day. Yes, I believe so. Let me see. Is it the 23rd? Yesterday? 4:12 p.m. Where unnecessary cuts, and my question was, once they start digging through things and not finding it, or find corruption and digging it out, are we going to see re-implemented things? And then you were saying, like, we don't need to re-implement those things.
Oh, we could. I'm talking about, like, yesterday I was talking
Yeah,
about
this conversation, yeah, totally captured. Old date handling. Dude, I fucking raged a little bit yesterday.
13.
Let's see if we can find it. Like,
hundreds.
All right, here we go.
Partial. We'll go to sentience because I asked you that a couple minutes.
Yeah, we're talking about. Oh my god, the sentience.
If you are able to have a thought, you are a being. Same as
So
a cat.
people, like,
Same
so
as
people
a
under anesthesia
same
are
as
not
a
thinking.
cat.
Same as a cat.
A cat can think,
That makes
therefore
no-
it is.
That makes no sense.
A
How
cat-
do you prove that someone's thinking?
So so are you about to advocate that a cat is not having thinking or sentience?
No, dude, you did this. You started doing this yesterday.
Yeah, no, that guy was. Oh my god, that was something. Yeah, he was arguing against AB. Yeah, quite like if you would like to hear that conversation, like I said, YouTube, and it is the June 23rd episode. That is the June 23rd episode, and I talked to that guy. And you know what sucks about it the most, though, is I don't have the full. For some reason, I had it must have been connection issues. I only have 23 minutes of this episode up, but if anything, he joined like 3-5 minutes after I started, so there's a decent little chunk. But oh my god, yeah, if you didn't catch everything, because by the end I was raging. I was like so pissed off, dude. Like, you can ask Will. But if you want to make sure you don't miss anything. Just make sure you find us when we're live, guys. Don't want to miss. Oh shit! What up, Joe? Joined in last minute. Like, I'm all trying to put a bow on this. I know for a fact a cat can think. They can hear you and ignore you anyways. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the classic move, the classic cat right there. But yes, no, and like that's another what is it? A defeater for arguments when they become what is that? Presumptionalist, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. But they believe like humans are not animals and things like that, that we are like meant to be more important, things like that. And so like everything requires a mind, and they think it like, but once you bring up that animals have minds as well, and they think, and they could like literally plan and all that, then it all falls apart for them. All right. Okay. Here we go. We're going to put that little bow on top. Guys, thank you for kicking it with me this morning. Thank you for finding the corner over here at Positively Diverse. A lot of friends come hang out, a lot of new people as well. But I'm glad to see the returning community come. And like that is always reassuring that we are building this community. And so what we can do is I encourage you next time when you see us live, please click on join us, join the conversation. Excuse me. We'll have windows open for the panel, and we're going to have more discussions, whether you guys want to talk about politics or even movies. We could have like this is called Positively Diverse because the conversation can be about anything. It's positively diverse. So we could literally have like just talk about movies. We could talk about books. We could talk about politics. We could talk about religion. Like we go all the way around. And so I encourage everyone to, whenever you see us, to always come back and hang out and kick it with us, guys. So thank you for hanging out with me this morning. Blue, Will, Jen, Steele, thanks for catching us on the end here. I didn't sleep yet. I'm finishing up a 2-hour stream, brother. And then Sucks, I see you out there still chilling. Thank you. And Austin as well. Thank you guys for kicking it with me. And yeah, it's been a good time, guys. We got 16 new family members. You guys got us up to 13,000 taps, which is fucking amazing. Like, that seriously helps us as a channel out statistically and helps us push even the next time we go on. So, and thank you for the gifts as well, Blue Betty, for the hearts, the dinos, 2 Raven for the roses, and then also, what is this? Infectious Bites for the heart me. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for being here. And also a new thing I put in place in the bottom. I don't know if you can see it, but I did start subscriptions. And so if you want to be a part of our subscription model, that's there. I'm going to start thinking of what we can give for it, but it's more of just, you know, that's there for a little, like, that's the little tip box right there. But I'm going to start finding out exclusive things for us in our community. So, guys, I hope you all have a good day. I hope you all get, I was about to say get good rest. I hope you all start your day great. I hope you all woke up from having great rest. And get your caffeine on, get your day going, stay positive, and whatever goes on in this world today, breathe, look at the sky, ground yourself. The best thing we can do is not be complacent fully, but we do ourselves to still have a tranquil peace of mind throughout the day. And don't feel guilty for having it, guys, because we need it to operate truly just the same way as I need my sleep. All right, guys. See you later, Will. Peace out. That presupposes, I think. Right. Yeah. You guys have a great, wonderful day. Love you guys. Thank you for being here, fam. And I'll catch you next time, all right? Again, until then, stay positive. All right. That's done for YouTube.